shakuma muma, Memina Danima, Papa, don't know what it is. Musimu Daniel, photo gem, BBC.
Ghana is no more.
Picture free me, Dayum Namitium, no war.
Instead of the peacemakers, for they shall be called the sons and daughters of God. Hey, we pray for love, we pray for peace, we pray for unity always. To make our nation better. Oh, to make our nation better. Bring peace to our land. Nation better. Peace to our land.
So bring me baby. Ghana, Nagana Bayo, Ayo, if you mean waro. So baby, Ghana, Nagana Bayo, Ayo, if you mean waro. Me Mangana, Adeshe Mama, Mama, swear. Mama ye fedi akuye ni ondo efansu mi many. Now many ye yakasara japadea. Ya nana no di abebre seje de to maye. Enchi asemena use yesu gane. Anya sabe dachi chiriba beba be muyemfo. Minia susu brele baby. Mapwa Ghana. Nagana beyo. So breve baby, Papa Ghana, Nagana Bayo,
all right, people. I don't for me more about more trust and you may. I didn't see some good free Denver, Colorado, and I'm the Abra. And then a quasiada. I don't yanko and so say, wash and so. A boy and who by now, ma consider the kind of busumi. Ma at me, I call Abetuena. Na aya sedan kuto because so that was so say wa jemre na wa bie wa fie mu so dia maye anya safa da chinchirima say ampa ene woni e bedin komo so brebe baby wa Ghana na Ghana beyo ayeyo criminal Susu Baby from Kofi and Johnson coming to you live from the studios of Amenado Radio. And you may come out if you have any lawyer Yao, Dr. Lawyer Yao, Adusei, about to train come out every. Oh my God. And until test will be now WhatsApp will be invite will be say and a fire for fire on Amenado Studios is not gonna be joke. It's gonna be hot. And until your questions and then you will be ready. So will be beside. There goes Kofi and Johnson, a seminal. Say a sum, yeah, my Ghana ye. Susu Baby Pabi, and he had the Jumadi Amawo. Abaya, Yamino, me and Unina. Nameka will say we are live on the Facebook and the tuning. You can join us live over there.
baby. Ayana mi huseni amisha simple. Frise mina minim. Nira dia mami. Nasa misimeka.
Celestine Donko on the testimony.
Yes, I know. Nira dia. Nyawaya mami nisu.
Hey, yeah.
So mean to me, country nipa. If it's a nipe ni masemka, one kotina bedroom, engu meni mwase. Enti maeko na mi huna mani. Nasa misha kwa ya ufasua. Ene wapipa marawa, mimi nizo enyina. Na mi huni ya mi kampo. I have a testimony.
I have a testimony.
Testimony.
You might juggle me testimony. You might juggle me. Na menchia adofonum kakra. Na di jumadia na betaso. Mamenchia antia santoa. Ani Mr. Pepra. Anti mamenchia o na menchia obiem. Esanse ne moya maye edoso. Onyamenshram. Ewo Connecticut. Danso na minua na sai hia man. Na nyamenshram. Onso so wabo. Onso so sane usi eyi wakoma mu. Ade eboa Amenado no nyamisra na onhira wabusia nyina na sai chiaman ewo Worcester Massachusetts mamentia antiage so nyamisra papa ewo New Jersey antiage ya chiao Uncle Joe is in New Jersey. Thanks to Uncle Joe Ofoso Yema is in New Jersey. Uncle Frank ewo Edmonton antiankoma mu nyina awiai. Mamicha political Mayweather. A free bonsi. Mr. Free. And Chian come out at New Jersey. Now I'm in Miami offer. I'm a Zakodom. You know, now what to say? And in Sababy away dear. Away yaho. Nebibia answer your kama. Chia Enko Emma. And Chiankoma Gifty Abasa who Toronto. Na ebi Enko Emma Sister Philly. Nebinto Juliana, Mr. Tommy, and the animal mutia live from Toronto, Yana. And you ready? Echiam.
Game and the game and the game and the game.
I have a testimony. I know you have a testimony. So do I.
Na minim se many das wasan onyanko breboa
oni eda na se oni odi achaye ne nhweso a odi ahwe yegusua na menchia nana akosia ewo New York na akosia mechia Jessica Mame enso ewo New York abroche de wo New York okonfo na oche wo Connecticut enchia enko ema wo achi bobo achi wo Manchester na ewo UK mamu achi and achi's friend Kofi anymre wo tie me live from Manchester UK enchi anko mamu papa Mr. Joe wo UK anymre me chia menchia na Adusei ewo UK so anymre
I'll tell the world my story of all
amenchia riafe openye wiafe we Denver Colorado sa ensona kweku dankwa nso Denver Colorado ebintu Mr. Pia dankwa ewo Denver Colorado mamenchia Madam Chair our own chairperson MPP USA chairperson Mrs. Obaya Frempong. Good evening to you sa ensona enchia bin koma Joe White ewo Connecticut Dr. Jumo of Cincinnati. Mr. Dubuafo, who New Jersey, and Chiankoma, Ebi Anto Sister Agatha, and so New York. And more Mutia, New York, you know.
for your goodness and mercy.
Amintia, Openia Comia, Mr. Acomia, and Antimagi, and so New York. My kind of Sabiano, Namitia, a year, Mr. and Mrs. Dixon. Mr. and Mrs. Dixon Damois. Our New Jersey, elite import and export. so ewo New Jersey. Any abusia dom ni nyina ewo New Jersey. Enchia enkoma mo. Enim so bia ho ye ewo. Na Amaka ni sanso awie no na make am for. Yeah, elite import and export. Bia no a opesa wo ship the call. My Ghana mu. E beko akodro asundwe mu. Na wo ho beto waso betu wo. Elite import and that's one phone number and 732-822-7415 732-822-7415 now Mr. Dixon and Sister Abby and so any I won't help her out one sort out na mechia mia minu so Ghana money Washington DC. Namentia Miami Mamma so Mr. and Mrs. Mary Supple. Alexandra, Virginia. Mentia Encomamu. Namentia Mary Searching. And so Maryland. Namentia Minia Eric Abrimpong of Abrimpong Radio. And you may Namwa Mutien wo Abrimpong Yanso. Tia Enco Emma. Mamentia Kebona and Nana dance Nana da. Ewo Seattle, Washington State. Sister Kate and Sonny, Sister Joyce, Ewo Delaware. And you may come Mama Papa.
For all that you've done for me, I owe it all to you, only you.
And Shiano dear, a dozen year. I'm dear, Mr. Fatcham. Nanayo. I'm walking. If for sending my own body, and I'm a child baby, I will be out. And some at home can you bring? I've been told a Ben Rivers, Mr. Eben, and so I will. Delta Airlines, Atlanta, Georgia. Opening a child, Papa, and you bring.
Turn my pit into a well.
Of course he did.
So the essence of my praise is centered on your grace.
That's right.
Adum.
Nadumuarakwa.
I've been through a lot, but grace sustained me.
See, that is what I'm talking about.
It's now a testimony.
Not a testimony.
So the essence
from January to December
is centered on your
it's been a tough time. God deserves our testimony.
It was
I don't know about you, but I believe
in that courtroom
that you didn't take it easy either. What's one fun and who so? And soon you know when you made the NHA. Not the ever December moon, and then a consider any kind of December mood. Why don't you join me live from Amenado Studios and sing this song? Adum. All right. It's not by your strength.
The essence of my praise is centered on your grace.
Mamintia Efwa Dixon ewo Chicago na ebintu kakape na mintia Mayu Mabina Mama Christy Mami Oge Nana Adusei enuanum nyina wo Chicago yetie na nwumre ntia enkoma
Grace atum
and Mr. President is in the UK. Papa, and don't forget you. Minia Asante so Italy. Minia Bebes and so Italy. He said sorry. Oh, Germany. And I Kone who Germany. And I say Mary upon Checheku also Germany.
Without you, could not have sailed through without you. Your loving kindness grace and mercy brought me through. So the essence of my praise is centered on your grace. I could not have made it without you. Hey, could not have sailed through without. Sankuda, oh saperi me, David me pomi sankuda, me dida wuta, and it me pomi sankuda, me de me chima me kampo, me de fu me nyakupone, oh saperi me pomi sankuda, and it mu arawu mo me pomi sankuda.
That's right. This is from Nana Ajua. All right. Na makane sawie no na mentia minua. Tibua. Yeah, patriotic construction. Almost Ghana and I will boot you. I person want to ties Papa be mouse. And I want to ensure I will fear. Contact a year patriotic construction. Come. One number no better and check. Now, Marian is also not make come for. Yeah. Yes, more African and Caribbean markets and walk Connecticut. Therefore, the won't go and then crush it. What's the near manner? I was one in New York, they're no different. Price near the same. No to Connecticut, then in Pattamore. In Chamukra, don't pass to go to New York. Then mom, stop by and see what is going on at yes, more African and Caribbean market. Toldru, Connecticut, over 2087 East Main Street, Bridgeport, Connecticut. Phone number any 203-345-4747. 203-345-4747. Now, when you want any encounter, come here, Antimagi. Samson is over New York, and so and then in Pattamore. I chose a Trinity African and Caribbean market. Trinity African and Caribbean market. One so 1090 Flatbush Avenue, Brooklyn, New York. Flatbush Avenue, Brooklyn, New York. Our phone number is 718-616-8003. 718-616-8003. What's BBI fresh? People so did a phone book. So I boy and some queen. I was and then come off here. Yeah, course on our here chairman. I was Ghana Parliament. And Dr. Yao, Dr. Lawyer Yaw Adusei. Now, what do you want to throw MPP a bear mu papa? And the position in there, member so, or no aba, of a boss woman. nkurɔfoɔ bebree no a pɛ sɛ ɔmo hunu sɛ sɛ yɛ man Ghana mu ne parliamentary ɛne yɛn parliament hɔ no yɛde nkurɔfoɔ bi bɛka sɛ zongo so ani ɔden batanga bi ne kitikiti bi ɛne yɛde buildi ɔman no ana ɛhyɛaseɛ every January yɛto aba wie yi a yɛde ɔmampanyin ɛsi soɔ na yɛnkɔto aba ɛnkɔyi speaker ɛno ɛnyɛ asɛm kita bɛyɛ bosome bɛyɛ sɛ du baako ɛnso ɛnie na yɛnsan nso so ɛnkɔto aba yɛnsan nso so mfa ɛyɛ yɛn akɔnwoma sika finance minister ɛmfa ɛnkɔ mmarahyɛbadwa yɛakɔ fei akasi yɛbɛto so aba ɛno nso so no ɛkɔyɛ ntɔkwako ɛne twemamemtwe na speaker akɔnnwa na obi akɔtam ɛfiri ɛnyɛ biara nyame anim ne nɔkorɛ yɛmfa no sɛ wakɔma nhyia na ɔtumfoɔ asɔre no akɔnnwa so who dare you wode wan paa sɛ wokɔ pagya ɔtumfoɔ akɔnnwa amanfoɔ de yɛn parliament no anim twitwiri fam na ɛmmoa yɛn going forward ɛyɛ nim gu asesɛm yɛnka no sɛneɛ teɛ na mene wo ka sɛ lawyer doctor lawyer yaw Adusei ajoine me ɛno nti mamema lawyer akɔ aba na yɛmfa nkɔmmɔ no ɛnhyehyɛ so lawyer sɛ wa mute ho nti wobɛtumi ayi mute no a ɛbɛboa na yɛnhyɛ nkɔmmɔ lawyer mo akɔ aba nwummerɛ
me no tie fo nyina me de Ghana nchia mo
ye je so papa bana yete won ka che yie awa Amenado so ade am say be 6 years ni o ene yente won ka
anokwasem say na no minua Michael say Amenado team nka cha o ma nipa bi be hijack Amenado.
Oh,
I know.
Yeah, nua solo.
Na ntima ekofa nsem bibiri ba na afi Amenado enye adwuma yedi frase no na yedi ye adwuma bi wu.
No correct.
Na anokwasem nie sene vice president Kano. Ozi bi ase ayetie de bia ye ne demons and principalities in EDSA.
Ene no crepa.
Omunya so motata yesu nyampa boda. So edenya se de humanity esi enu mutino musa.
No correct. Lawyer, where the nipa no bebre no a etie na nwumre nso no enhyeda ehun nipa kopote a ya we ye de meme de minim na nipa no kakra nso ni. Yesrewara obada ho adi kakra na dwumadi nso a wudi wo MPP aban mu nso wada na di ama ne yato enkomo.
Oh, we say nyam comforting bia me ne mo anete amanone Columbus, Ohio.
No correct.
Metra Columbus, Ohio, almost close to 29 years.
Oh wow.
When I'm a school, BBI Juma, Emma Ohio Abine.
Yeah.
And Sana Yamiya Doma, another Danko Kufuado, Efra Benya. Enumu ena kwaba ho se abano pese oye development bi wo Volta region.
Yeah.
Ene abaye Volta ene uti region. Na ye frame se me brale me mra na me boa.
That's right.
Nipa ni me baaye no nipa dodo a ewo adwumakuru ni mu aye Ghana Ports and Harbours Authorities, highly qualified professionals. And ye de mami a di create team a ye boas ye de nkrata ne ade nyina betutu yi ansana project no frase which is the Kita Port I PCC e wo Volta region. Now the way I see the program, they say ya me boyen na yetimi de nkrata nyina to akwan mu ne de ni pado do a ye be hia nyina boa no ne ye plan yi a port to see the yara ne see nya de ne ye planning no foundational stages no.
No correct.
Kata to ye we plan making sure say Bibia we bia what test make you say perfect. Na fi free see ayetimi asi. Na bibia any quicksand mu. Bibia a solid foundation so na ekugina. Na me aboa yen e ba e fi me nu ya feasibility awie. Ye stakeholder engagements. Ye environmental impact assessment on top of that. Yeah. Hopefully by next year no we be sa na money na. Ya me boa yen na say 2023 no and starting negotiations for funds I development. You say some boy be to talk about 2023 no we can start something which is meaningful to our development.
Very well. Very well. Yo, lawyer, Dr. Lawyer, yo, Adusei and Yatin and Kane and Nyamiadum, Yeneno, Etchin Combo, Ewo, Amenado. Lawyer, wait there, near Dickine, Bisa say, a heifer and Yakodrui, Ocean Yakos Parliament, ya. We am Nimni. And Yabiano. Say a parliament no say acquire to boxing bo and answer a dear necos.
But that's Sabinia. Yan parliament in India, Basamubu Amayina. Now, we share semi free parliament, Fourth Republic Parliament, ya. Asia. And to say, in Canano, you who in Canano, say NDC for the bar by moi. Or more parliamentarians also. Say MPP for na ba more or parliamentarians also.
Yeah.
And trika will be actually again. See, and then the my Casabiba say, the minority will have their say, but the majority will have their way. And let the minority will have their say, the majority will have their way. Don't any horse. When your parliamentar. Was say what TV transit would do on whom come almost form proper consensus about what Ghana man.
Yeah.
Be a boy be a Ghana year.
No correct.
Send Canano, dear no more ye crisis, yeah, to be forced to say, and ye Ghana year, and that ye, you watch it. To be a movie be a Ghana year. Never mean idea here. When you get to a crescendo, ye make decisions as to say Ghana year, you have to not be bipartisan. You cannot be partisan, but it has to be bipartisan. That is, I was a party who you bobo mine, and yet you're party dinner. This is a finance minister by the catcher must say, yes, IMF in the buyer. Nanado don't quite buy so all some call IMF view.
Right.
Nimu the see ye I didn't put to Ghana. Yes, Uncle IMF. You can say the NDC for become about 28 years. Yes, you're very out on check. See, I want you back, man. I want you about man. See, I get your bossy. I will do paper. So be I rea. Bossy, I'm many. Enti, Bussy, that's why I get ye or money moon put to more juma.
Yeah.
And put to it no be a benefit to be. Intia then any people man will be a fair share of extra year. Na yɛn fa support the yɛn nyinaa yɛ hwehwɛ si akora bɛyɛ yie si nsuo bɛba si nka ne yɛbɛgyina soɔ si ɛma bɛkɔ school si ɛbɛkɔ hospitals ne nyinaa no yɛde sika na ɛyɛ ɛsi nkwankyɛn adeɛ fɛ nyinaa sika na yɛde yɛ nti moma yɛnyɛ something different because you cannot continue doing the same things and expecting different results ɛno yɛ friend insanity bɔdamfoɔ na de bi yɛabɛkɔ na ɔmu kyɛnse mu change ɔnso fi sɛ ɛyɛ peace of mind.
Right.
For the first, be different. Let's increase the tax base. Let's control our expenditure, and let's target the things we are all craving for. Now, budget a proposal. The finance minister the budget back a buy more. A ya buying penny for an atlas in your my best of the market camp crata woman at Yaba. But when you are Ghana, young canocret, and Quasimini. Say a Bible penny food in team criteria a sector by sector. And you want some a common finance minister of Kikabo. Until we read ya, until rule for dear, wote mine for dear, wote transport to dear. Sa adia no finance minister tra ho no team no you. Sector bia na ye koy. Me nua no kwasem so say sector bia so was select committee or parliament a. Omo pesa sector no so. Sector bia was select committee.
Right.
Inti ansana womudi kraka bia be call finance ministry no. The select committee gets opportunity to listen to the sectors and know the challenges and difficulties they are having. And okwa anom de ene ho ka nyina wo ha ye ho amane nyina. Ansa na dia ministry. And no ma opposition kwa mo mutimi ka say budget e ba de tax na ebeku ye yo, budget e ba de say na ebeku ye yo because dia o ma te sector bi dia o ma hunu sector no e ho ko from this year taxes na dia boa. You make out say.
Metiase pa.
Some common ye did from select committees are area could do finance ministry. And as a finance minister who be drew was what the audio ban what can more the be drew on.
Yeah.
As I say, parliament so a bese
yeah.
Ye be shemu. So na e de boa dia am peninu person we ye de boa o man no. Ti nye say me party if you party franka ho there be. Wo hwe de audio ban no. So the buy and was say, and then person me ye kwan. A kwan person me ye no, me here 200 million. Budget of the abano, a bisa for bia 150. A ye more person some cast there be 150, didn't even get 200 million jumano. Into ye 50 million cajon, compare kwan abajis can any kwajo was for account. And I was saying my ye kwan 200 million. And so budget of the buy is asking for 250 million. We see, hey, massa, also buy ye kwan 200 million. So it's a budget by 250, no the year then. Was bia. The person di koye 50 koye investment bi dem di ho ko me say aha ne yenti ase e 50 million free so e parliament aduma
right
and no e parliament aduma but say no be ye free so na say finance minister di say emwa plan na wo ma ye no a e wo say wo ma na kwan ma ni gina so na o kire mu di enti a wo de sa de ne ba no di ba wi a mo afanu na mo parliament no mu di nsa wo so a mo di side de mo free say be boa wo man no nti no mu wi a Sabai no amwanu ye fe bibi review musumi nsia obeti ya ba review asa ba sire se mo ma misika because the money ma me kane no anye dey so ba bia sa anye ye no
yeah
na wontimi nka se ni odi aba no wan fa de me pe as opposition man fa nchi ntimi pe
yeah
ye nye ne sa na ni parliament ye do kwatra so fa so ne de no dey alternative
yeah.
And this year, politics and free your money, you're not sure big more. Yeah, you have a problem. You talk to me, you know the gruntia. Ye pese, ye didn't pan him dear for, but dream ma, a quarter homo junior man whom I yinti. And young go bukuma, uncle per boxes. Miss Adia, and Kakrubia, the boxing ring gives you, you
yeah. As some nan work
na mo buru mo ho ade o be wi no ne na kwatena ho ene de ye win enka de yewra de ejima nsa nyame fa de kransie o mu wo parliament ye de brofo
o so champion no yeah
ene de o kasa ya le obi to twede ti e ko fa mo free hiu so mo free hiu mi nimba bi mo free ai
lawyer me ntwa no am say on say ade no a sha se free constituency by constituency no a yeah, there's a yentimi anso ano ho. Constituency fo no bi ho no a omo anya kwa bewura mu ho. Parliament no omo an sande suban aba beduru ho yo.
But the problem is that Minia, who could do Mrashe Bedramua? Di ye precope honorable Asumesi.
That's right.
And the honorable ne was one. Who could do parliament? Have you said be a speaker teno? In Fifi hono, only the speaker ban on mates near the tour. Some mates no, and a chemumi no. So, Etino, what do you mean free hand crossoma? Wabra yema coin. And I make say, Omu free him. If you be a moon free,
it is a whoopisa.
At the entity yen yadima almost say, Penifum you know, Moodins I was so assembly who Namano Yadina, the sort of every barber bone. And no free hands, I get yellow, Sandy any free him. It is unheard of. unfortunately no ye ni be a bit of discipline omo ankasa the parliament they don't pay no mo ye na mo discipline omo yes anka no kwasem ni se kwabrane sorry free baby eba so be bonu yonko a woni eye mutima kasa mutima yi nsema no ensema no kura mo be ka no e wo se ani die ba ho they make out just
asem we be
shut up and sit down but make you timi ka bi ne mo ntimi nka na wa aboa na akwase na o ma me na ba eno afiri he
e wo parliament can you imagine e wo parliament wow
nhwe ye honorable members ya obi wo ha na nanom kwado no mote ho so na natim gere ni politics ti no ka fo kire no na mini ni pa ni ni a anokwasem eye MPP eye NDC o obi wo ha agem ra hye bedwam ena obeso oboa ne man ena wakotena obi a okasa kire no no obi a wote wa wo frɛ no honorable no kasa kire no a enja parliament akodi nyina nim da kokra ne nkasa da
right no correct
ebi ni mo bra pa Oma bobra, oma wiase asete mo betena, oma ware, oma komo dwuma oma ye. Nimdia wo so.
Yeah.
Ebi dum so am obra bia ka politics o dia betena ho. Na so ye se nyina anye pe.
Yeah.
Wo so ofiri bia no pa, ofiri bia nwumre, edu akatua ro tu obi aka.
No.
University. Nimum ntokwa no mo de ba parliament no. Enye nimdie ema ye man no. Enso ani. Afei Ubu. You can agree to disagree.
No, correct.
You can agree on intellectual discussions. You can agree. You need to be paying once. You need to be paying the back also.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, what is our swag? What form of consensus? Nobody are bringing yes, you to do. Let me hear. It to be Masaya and the pain na. Never so you have to be trying to panel. It can never be possible.
Yeah.
Nipa ye pe nyina no ope nipa no a e wo se wutimi etwa ho ka ebi e ka no ne so se ka no so a mu ye ninsa wo so ye hwe de ye tusu bedura be boa wo man no untimi ente so a nkodum pempe so se eno na me mepe wa bra mu wo man
na be den mo aban na tumi agu wo man na me
minister be gina ho no wo se sei sika ye pe so we ye interest payments on loans now we salaries of workers are government workers are they do 50.3% of our GDP.
Wow.
And yejuma. It is also for health for education for five. So you have exceeded, which means we are going bankruptcy.
Yeah.
And we are forcing ourselves to go back to IMF. Who should be a IMF as much here? Say we don't need to go to IMF.
Yeah.
Na ye wo free e dwa ye wo mu no wo di wo ni de he now sika na aba na be je no eno na ese bi ye ni di etire kasa sa wo so ba ji sika wi aya tia ye ni tua na mo hu ji sika no a ye wo so de ba ye no ye be se ye di samu bi eno e ye fair game na me pray de ye van krasem
yeah and not to one place so no dem pesua so or pe kwan de development alcohol.
And we quite a second haggle. And we can only haggle. So, Utia, Ubi a piano to us. And yet, Ghana. And never be a too good in a traffic light. Or was it Yamia Bama, Ura Dick for a man, no was a crop for going with traffic light.
Wow, look.
And so, never you too good at the signal. Or was a quite Yanano and a Yamia boy and the asphalt Gusua. No was a quite to cool a good.
I want to know
so and cry no gold in honey near ya queen. And you know, I don't think I can be webby. That's a wee cassette. You're too oil, you're too far more Western region. Into Western region for you to a new year. Mama is can you know, net and pass. That's at the forecast, and I say, go have a forecast, and I say, Central region for me crack, I can't scare by you. Come a paradise. Now, a national resource. Into no, a bicycle, baby. He said, and so fire million view of water reading. Nasa Kobase, and was say a day, Sikani Bikoye, see the first, I can't hardly. But the party that is demanding that unless you put in the budget or you won't support, no, you need to ask them, say, for the 8 years they were in power, did they put Hitasi defense in their budget?
I want to know almost to Obama or no more.
Say you the so we now do that kwaku fado abandon the Numa warrior. And you may be to Obama in one or you put to
right.
Or say, or money munipa, or Sekawe politics, the other Casadi, and to Obama as I'm the phone the Tobacco, I don't know, fly over, you know, you be my woman, now you're baby. But you move my sir. When you are doing politics to get to a position, you become partisan. When you are elected as a leader, you become nationalistic. Do you will be also in percentages? This is a mini water region, so far, that's a woman, see defense a moment can say. Nimum, the party that is insisting and demanding, so why, me my uncle yet acquire on Ghana. This almost say, a brother woman pass, much them budget, and we see defense. And how many years in your budget did you put a tax defense in?
Right.
So why yeah? And then will be on no power now, no opposition. Who could demand it? Get a brony baby. You know what I say?
Me just say, lawyer.
Now, who Brennan, now we are now say, Nami Yena, why buy one to us and I will Bobby Quay do it. If you are by, you will say, said yes, Seglema, most of my Seglem, yes, Seglema, dying, when we Seglema, there to Cronum, who should book more Cronum. And now, I buy our say, if I was a cocoa, black Cronum woman. You walk, and funny, yes, I may cut to us 1 million. Maybe a Cronum because he am a cut to us 1 million. You're a dear for the OJ, and I'm better to get one anyway. By or your Hojuma, or you be cry, Yedibia, Emma, the Pamu. And the question is, someone insists to say, Uncle Kitasi defense. There's nothing wrong with it. I think the people there deserve the right to live in their villages and should be protected by the government of Ghana. But you cannot take a substantial amount of money meant for national kitty for the small group, whereas you are refusing to let the people also pay fair share to the government kitty. Say, yes, you imagine Momo. Then you pay what Keta Abitria Momo Nibi. Now, so Momo Tia. Momo Tia Momo tax. Name my bank office, can I, you know, a bank office can I pay.
I know they are some saying a mentias, you know, lawyer. Yes, our project.
It is, maybe I agree. It is about time we stop this partisan behavior because in Parliament, you know, and you say bipartisan. And then you also want a select team of 20 people, honorable members who are going to sit and engage. And their engagement is going to ensure that the right thing should be done. But I mean, the right thing should be done based on the profit that has been put on the table by the finance minister. Finance minister said, maybe a year grew. Yambosi Ayaji, a man who was one, the Abidri and so. In fact, why you was so, and how many money buy and so on. We need to increase the tax base for people to pay adequately. Now, exemptions being an SCMR, we can give exemption. My mother, typical example. You are Amenado, a buy. Not you would duty a year. And you could do peppers, so be said. They are a CPC develop one district, one party.
Right.
And the Yakofa car manufacturers at Yaba. And Ra, the name my boss, and name penny will be South African president or buy, and also so the counterparts are port and harbors for the new Bushai. Almost South Africa for port and harbors there. You won't be in charge of the door for power. Nti kakra no mo ye ni omo ye no omo ni betra ase se ye fa yonko fa because of afterty ni hwe ye yankata South Corporation in their continent how African countries can engage ourselves, which I thought was laudable, and we had a lot of things that we can learn from each other, which we intend also to return the visit and go and learn. And almost the year ya no musu nye no yeso di bia to akwan mu yeso be mamo ye di tawo so ni akọ.
Yeah.
Now listen to this. South Africa, no second-hand vehicles go there. I'm not lying. So much I'm South Africa, there is no second-hand market as an import.
I see.
They have second-hand market in the country, but a second-hand market in the country, not from outside. You make out that? In the South African, you person talk second-hand car, and yes, second-hand car is free. Holland and Germany and America, every level. And obi lease car, wakwa handing over a brand new car. Say lease car will be so tall as a second-hand market. But they were able to do that when they have developed their manufacturing industry. With our one district, one factory, near my area, but with our one district, one factory, until such time say production systems pick up, we have to allow the second-hand vehicles, second-hand things to still flourish in the country. But at some point, we may have to stop it. You make out what I say? Say VW, say Kantanka, say Toyota, say Nissan, and you start to produce small factor cars. They may not be vehicles we have taste for.
Yeah.
But that is the only way we can develop our own industry. So person Ghana, now almost now then you need to also help us to stay at work, right, by promoting this industry. Because the more vehicles they manufacture, the more jobs they can create, and we can even become reach a point that you export vehicles from Ghana to neighboring countries. And we have gone further. Look at the data, even than Nigeria, with our eagerness to be industrialized. You make out what I say? A Bible be fresh here, as part of negotiation. No money will say companies to start to produce cars. The only way you give them opportunity for people to buy vehicles is to stop second-hand vehicles from coming in.
Okay.
But for you to stop that, I will say a Bible creative avenue which me
right.
Tis a buying creative, yeah. A buying to be a second-hand car to be it's okay, yeah. A buying a day, if you buy, say, if you have vehicle, second-hand car to be maybe. But unfortunately, because that program had not been put in place, the government could not stop it. It was a sanity idea. Sir, duty now, I'm out the second-hand car by any board. So they buy a number bar, who match the moon into Matiso. Monfa cars and my name. So we first have to produce vehicles now. There be an avenue for people to borrow money and buy new cars and it will go back.
I see.
I think yet so I buy one channel. Was it duty no kwada or yes I feel I'm Igbo.
Yeah.
No wa mutu yagada na me ame ye dey metete so ma mo. Ti wa mamo kakra. Mo di be fie nan. Mo start na mutu ya di na mutu ya. Mo si bue ye nti ase. It is realistic about the things we do.
Yeah.
And in common in some way can right. And we were suffering with the duties and everything. And I was telling somebody this evening, say, old cars I never had. Now over age duty require board, they say car and casa duty.
Oh wow.
And so one for over age car, ma will duty boy. When the car had 2016, 2017, by duty for 4. When the car had 2004 bar, and no over age board, they see duty of the car.
And that's 2004, the lawyer.
Yeah, the body be out.
Sir?
Wow. Yeah, the body be out. 2004, 2006, yeah, the body be out.
Wow, I see.
Yeah, the body be out. So, ukwa, ekuhobe viri. Ni pariba. Ono akoto card be a 400 2004 ehun ye gam accident ni be a berewe bi na no drive mileage no so nti eja o de brand ni bi o tie kura akotim de Uber na sika hoto no once see ehun duty car ni engine 1.4 1.2 ti kare bonye de we buy your car duty de 8000 when you age we go over age na be 24000 You make out say, Obedria no disability way Ghana about duty. You have to look at the duty paper.
Yeah.
Because of marriage in Iowa. Now this is a 50% of marriage in the area. This is one pass. Yeah, the abiding the year or the attitude in answer the goose. You will soon, and you will can't make that afford. Your man confront the car about multi year. Oh, my kind of criminal beginning of the car, quiet, and maybe you have a car with Santa Car if you anything.
And this is a lawyer. Says, Sanya walking, some brano say, Yanya Juma. So,
Yanya Juma say, Abiding needs to produce more vehicles. Abiding needs to create avenue for people to borrow money.
Right.
Yet American, the MTA talk for local talk 5 years. Ugo could now hear kind of specs or what? Yes, be our payment here, $250 a month.
Yeah.
Then you take it. They make out say. Ghana Hana will mean conquer this only because if I don't pay the crab, and then you're digitizing. Yeah, Ghana card.
Yeah.
You can never disappear.
Not correct.
It is easier for you to be identified wherever you are. Ghana card, any amount 10 number. You can never disappear. This also say, Ghana card no 10 number in your review. And now Ghana card does no who are guarantors. Almost a Ghana card, almost 10 number. Are you following me? Over Panama, I mean, you and the digitize I want to mean that. They get address about our system. And he said, Nelson, also, what a Macola now, person, you know now. What do Ghana card acquire? It's easier to be identified.
Right.
Macola table now, what is one of Corano? It has an GPS.
Yeah.
Which you can be found. This is the Muslim hour, bank and the Muslim hour. Unsuru.
On him say, Quambia so of your own.
Quambia, so I saw I won't call, baby, I will turn them, baby, I will need to buy for food, and you can be identified.
Lawyer,
it's for the Muslim hour. Now, Kotoka, easier to be seen.
Yeah.
Digitization, you know, the economy. Now, and there will be our only bank, be a Momo. Momo, I can once a
yeah.
A buying and I could work and infrastructure in our to come and go for say, and this infrastructure in our mind here, and then Cressa. I buy infrastructure. And I will walk away, never Amenado app. Tell you. Walk away Amenado app, now the app number 2 buy infrastructure. One worker can say, Wap Kekena, who hire any people that know developing. That time I walk away app run a woman, who person year. Now, Uti Amenado, Uti Amenado for Penacata, which means all Ghana commercial bank account and as a way MTN. You can only send money from MTN to MTN. Vodafone to Vodafone. Tigo to Tigo. And about that, I said, yes, sir. MTN for the only part also, just MTN, quite very money. Well, we are no be a Jai Tigo, or be a Jai Vodafone because of you to MTN. Only means to record MTN. Now, go to Momo. A buy spending sika. And we're creating something called interoperability.
Yeah.
It will be in the system. No, I connect a buying system now. What creating? Who want to you? A buying a quiet.
Yeah.
I
who enjoy.
Momo enjoy. Who send you 1%? Who receive now what cash is almost 2% in the Wujidi. What you say for how many you could be in view? A buying. Investment now buy you. You'll be free money say. Mutia corporate tax. Corporate tax is only at the 10 years. Who's spending 2,000? And I will say, what's why your revenue? Also, when your revenue 5,000, in fact, you're starting from revenue. When your revenue 5,000,
right?
Also, your employees 1,000, and a petty new be 2,000, and who be 500. Until 2,000. 2,500. Do better for 5,000. Nya kana will be declared say your profit. And also the whole for that.
Right.
You make idea say. He said company in the release taxes are buying young for to be every. He said the make 5,000. Now we're increasing expenditure, we're increasing the salaries. Now say what's when you 4,000, now 1,000. A bank can only charge you say 35% of the 1,000. But 2% now what did you And only a man who much you know, no sick about so much you know. And I might say that. And yes, I mean investment number here, the mobile because here. And the investment number here, you know, making us so much charge every transaction 1.75.
Right.
And it can be, and of course, a man can so 1.75 in a buying it, 2% in our companies in Asia. Can a create woman say, woman will be 0.25. Because at the end of 2% will be that. The boy. Tiabaso was 1.75, the anchor 2%. 0.25 pen and combina. But the propaganda has been added to say 2%, the 1.75, the camera 3.75. You will be a calculation who be among. But they could have negotiated to say how much 1%, how much 1%, about somebody 1.75, okay. So I might make 1.75, I can say 2%, 0.25. But private investors will not make the money they have making. I didn't start seeing here 100 million or 200 million. They said do 900 million.
Whoa.
And they are 18 billion. They are making money, but they don't want to pay their fair share. When the investment to bring into operability was big, sponsored by the government.
Yeah. That's a big
how do you expect private industries in Ghana to be able to leapfrog and get government support to leapfrog when government does all these things for you and you don't pay the government back?
And it's the case of making you say, Doctor, I'm going to come Chromo.
So we are Ghana ni sit to Kakra. Now by any back, no for developing country. Now we can say, Mintia. Wabra private sector no just kana kodia. It's a crowd pay o money.
Yeah.
So your political party. Here you reach crossroads. Na se buanya ni nyina yem 5 minutes. Wo de bia de buy the kra no. Sebio. Me na no so yem kwase asem. Fa wo de bra. Ni yem pese de finance minister pese wo ko no. E be boana. Na nka jem se me mpere ko fa fo bra. Ye no ko fa bra. Ade so me no wadwene ho. Me no select committees, different select committees. I didn't know why side they do the agree. Yedi budget ni beto ho no. Yedi budget no musa ko retreat. Parliament ko retreat on the budget. Ni nyina no yakoye ho adwuma no maba. The bill that goes with the budget has not been laid yet. And you know why? Because the budget no bad more discuss here. The differences in the changes and the consensus you build. And then yedi bill no dey back. After my pass appropriation bill. I make out as it.
Metas
What to mean? Because on son of bill budget from Bra. Wabra yen discussing. What discussing the reference where we know. Here the question bill no near the aba. Na bill na pass it. And the appropriation bill or the quiet juma. Yet for the public years, I know how this is happening. But for cheap political points, you say me pay. Quiet budget for Fabra. So that your people say we are crying minorities, you're rejecting budget. It doesn't work like that.
That points now almost go.
It doesn't work like that. And I think that was a sad part. That's a sad thing that happened in Parliament, if you ask me.
Yo, all right. Maybe much on the enemy of the former Muti and say, a friend as I would do a video with your tour Amenado. Yane, Dr. Lawyer. Alexander Yao Adusei Jr. And I know a train Komoi, a bano, MPP, a Mamua, Udimua Patine Papa, and Kankane, Port and Harbor, a hono. And until what would hear me be an who question back me, you be, Ubetimiaba. Numbers I did Jumano ye 720 713 1784. 720-713-1784. Ubet me so afraid WhatsApp number no. WhatsApp number no 720-275-9923. 720-275-9923. Mami mfa minia nanaya amwakoyene wa frefre Atlanta, Georgia.
Nanaya metumi.
I like me chop and I'm lawyers so. Also in the position here our government.
Man trying to make a
very well. Lawyer more about to go back on the radio. My question first about me do back to the import tax and on goods and vehicles now. Okay, you know. At least you did mention say about for the overage cars but and the come and duty ni boy ekwa no musuni ade no. But you need sir overage still now. Don't you think that duty said it's yours, especially cars and say out of range?
There's a point.
If you look at about 14 items I'm put to including I'm about to kind of say miscellaneous. You don't even know what they mean by miscellaneous. No, they are showing me. I hate here because you think that this is very, very heavy for us. It's too much on our duties, you know.
Yes.
Talking about 14 items of taxes, including West Africa. Then need the account of the outside. That's why they're overage. But they have overage. I'm taking overage.
Yeah. 14 items of taxes are yeka ho asem nyina.
Yeah.
So when sika no aye patapa. So when sika na aye patapa.
I don't care.
14 items na uyonko atrase a wo sesen ma wo no. Enye huhu saa wo.
Hey,
nemu. Ye me ba. Sika ye ni enti.
Anyway.
Sika ye ni enti. Ene ma ne basa. And unfortunately for us, you are right to say duty you pay our cars is too much. No two ways about that. And it's all because the tax spread is not there. You need 30-something million a good kroma. 30-something million a good. The last count is in 11 million penny. Sa 20-something no more. You are no more.
Well, I think so you live here for you know better. Say
yes.
There's my tax near lesser. The more I'm out for betting the come when you can be pay. That's all money boy didn't. I mean,
but you did not listen to me. Yeah, tax now are high because you have about 20-something million people in this country who don't pay taxes.
So you have to put everything on the earth.
On the little that is paying, that is where the concern is.
That is where
the concern is. And until such time, so it must spread the tax net, no. Only a few people will be overburdened with all the taxes. And what this budget is trying to do is to spread the tax net.
That's right.
Very well. I think
gradually spread the tax net.
You did answer my question because we're saying maybe stretch you too much. I think you have said that. But let's come back to mobile money interoperability. I want to just get clear to our listeners. Say, Mike, like can we say 1.75 for now? That's why I said government. I clicked this part from I must say tech was not we so no. My first question is I didn't think that government I spend all this money for this tech was no. No one the faster young can one more and say we did that when they are doing this, no. So say later
because the Edikano government serve as a facilitator. 1D1F, no. There are certain benefits private sector is supposed to put out there, but the government stepped out as a guarantee for that. It is not, there's no guarantee say all of them will succeed. But the government has guaranteed, there's sovereign guarantees for some of these companies.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You are doing this to spare growth in your country. In Tina, a lot of countries suffered through COVID. Ghana is still standing. But we are standing on shaky grounds. Until such time, say, all the legs holding the country are forced to come under the weight of the country. No, we will suffer. And that's a tax net. Because you count Ashanti region, you count Greater Accra region, the most populous regions, and then you ask yourself, almost everybody there is working and making money. So anybody need public sector, now civil service, I yet the tax director. Who can I informal sector? No, Lampo, Obama Busan say, "Yes, you me 200 cities, many money ticket, 20 cities." But many people go to embassy so kwa jeve sa kwa bojeneti etiko be declare. Are you following me?
I'm following you. I have a follow-up.
But he or she does not pay their fair taxes with regards to what they do. They better say, I pay VAT, obiye to VAT. They will tell you, because she will be obiye to be. But nipa no ye adwuma public service and civil service no otua de nipa no otidwom no tua ni nyina bi the taxes the paycheck so ba yet a third of it to taxes so that those who are sitting in the markets who are not paying their fair share are benefiting out of it. So the tax net is so small to go. I do not believe technically it is good to govern your country by taxes. But until such time that you get the net spread out enough, that you've captured enough people and they are contributing adequately for it, and the government will find a way, because MPP government is doing a lot of social services that it is so-called social democracy. You free education buy, free feeding buy, free prenatal buy, free antenatal buy. Be free MPP. But it's supposed to be a so-called capitalist mindset organization. However, we are compassionate conservatives. So we see that in as much as the government should be staying out of our pockets, the government also sees they are the poorest of our country that needs to be taken care of, to be carried along, to bring them up.
Very well. Lord, I don't remember say clear. Sir, we now be here. And also, if on tech was make it 1% when you do your transaction now, they take 1% of the money.
And then if you withdraw,
also 1%, so that makes 2%. Now the government is introduced 1.75%.
1.75, yes.
1%. You did say it's almost implemented. That means the telcos are going to receive only 0.25%. That's what you said.
That is how it came out to look like.
That's what it.
So
please,
okay, but listen.
If you listen,
that is how it's supposed to look like. But listen to this.
Really?
If you are a private sector making 2%, why would you be willing to accept 0.25? So the propaganda will have to be, I will still take my 2% and I will add a 1.75 to it, because ordinarily, every private sector organization sends the taxes or fees to the consumer.
Okay, what do you say to Omwa, especially Ghanaians in diaspora now? Among for say, when you send money, even if it is a capital,
you and I don't actually know what will be the caveats in it, because the appropriation bill has not been placed.
But people are, as you're coming from the government and people are saying this, opportunity.
Propaganda.
But I just wanted to get clear. I just wanted to get this clear.
Yes, propaganda. Because government has not laid the bill that will give us details yet.
Right.
Government has proposed that within the financial sector using Momono, I want to charge 1.75. What about Parliament? It is now the parliamentarians' right to judge. What is here? Haruna say, "Yet so brown 1%
he said he has accepted 1%, but there's party.
What is the basis? What are the basis in this thing?
I don't know. Well,
at the end of the debate, money finance minister or some man acquire on the moon, don't change the no. Money debate, more fair than my money make it through. 1% now, what the abatono? What is the basis for that? Because I'm some bit in your case, I mean 1.75. And was some money Banobich Munamaka is okay. Some program episode you're too ambitious. Tesokakra, na next year, na the and that's what they are proposing. But you need to get him to speak to you. You are saying no, you allow him to speak. He asked permission on the Friday, Mr. Speaker, allow me to go and engage junior majority and minority caucus so that we can come to a consensus. So they will understand the reasons why, which from my perspective, the understanding has always been there, because select committees have had opportunity to interrogate all these numbers before the budget was put together.
Very well.
So, until start bill never buy, they say always the devil is in the details. I see the budget as a proposal. The bill will be the details. Until such time the discussions will go on and consensus will be built, that will be put in the bill for all of us to see. Bill also bar. We will be invited to comment on it. Comment to a budget bill now. You are not doing justice to the budget is the plan of the government. The bill is the wishes of the government.
Very well. Like, coming from the government, we find out question. Especially the vice president of Ghana right now, or say they are going to move from taxation to production. So some Ghanaians say, hey, now we are Muslim moving from taxation to production. After the Bobaya, taxes, so I'm better mobile candy. Never them more than Ghana for because what is the meaning of this? So, bet my boy at you from Amenado from the government side. What does the vice president really mean about what he said for the NPP government, the coming NPP government is going to move from taxation to production? What does it? What does it? No,
production. Dear product.
Mami Moa. I will not hold brief for the vice president, so I cannot explain what the vice president meant.
Right, well.
But if you ask me about my opinion on it, this is what I perceive to be. For the years that we've been trying to run our budgets and our economy, we've always depended on borrowing and taxation. And the taxation is only on the small group of people who have been captured in our tax bracket. And he felt, from my mindset, that the small group of people cannot sustain the kind of sparing of development we are looking for in Ghana. So when he said we will move away from taxation to production, what he meant was we are going to create incentive for private sector to take over the development of the country so that it will not be the government borrowing and taxing people to pay for the debts. And that's exactly what they are trying to do. So what they've done by borrowing extra was to spare development. And this is a 1D, 1F buy. Now, if you reach the point that the private sector that we've invested in also needs certain things to be put in place for them to grow quickly. Now, the debts we've borrowed, we have to service them. To service them, we cannot go and borrow to service debts. So now that we've invested to create industries in our sector, in our country, we need to open the tax bracket to allow a lot of people to come in. Yeah, 32 million. Yeah, for the same 10 million, you hear 20 million people to be paying taxes. It's 11 million. We need to bring the 10 extra million people into the tax bracket. Then just see a tax more. They have never paid taxes. They are going to pay their fair share. But you have to start from somewhere. Tax don't start here. I will start it from somewhere. Utrabu bi to ho ni adi anoa ni ate so na afi increase ni kakrakra ni yajibi wa ha ni yajibi wa sa na yeti America nyina sa na mo de agyeje yen ya America de yemfa nje ya air tax home ya home tax bibia ye America bia ye tax but we are quietly paying for that in America and we say glass and guan na glass and guan no nkwaje ade afi de sika na ye so it's very easy. It's very easy for a Ghanaian living abroad to say glass and the system works. 5 minutes be a bath. How can you tell me say Ghana buy a koto training na dia dia begu kwam se fa train me fa so na kwabrane akotrase twitwa train na dia no so no koton na nyi paponi ne woni patu mu a how just say the person kwache no sesi ana ko prosecute no a ohene be ba be pachew MP be pachew assembly be pachew yeah make out here. We live in a country where we refuse to even the laws work. IGP say on purpose I say emra wo ho wo ye bibi na anye ye emra ba yes IGP we dey autocratic we no ran and then what chance of for me no me say what say ye share control obi be wu bio ye ready 31st be bi wa
yeah waiting
all right
because wo question come ye chewa we nyamfo ase me show bia mewu a frem na memra wo ho na de obagim sika na ye ho akwankyere mame that's all if I mean to dump street ko ka say eyi kwasi manu bewu ebi ko ara ni fie for the nato ato apampa so dada na de be je ni munyam na ahye nkoma ani wuye say the fie for so afana nkwa na wa ko bo pass fa banko bonitrim ye nye ne sa was it don't create fear and panic in the country. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with it.
Right, Mike. I think I'm done with my questions.
Thank you very much, my brother.
Thank you. You are very welcome.
Nana ya mo akon yin for so yin. And I didn't question free Atlanta, Georgia. E buy. E da wase. Ye gusu ay wa ha lawyer enche lawyer beko enti unim sa Ghana de ade esa e wo ho. And it is all question bi amesro na
ofa kwa mi wo ho mi pa chop
over kwa mo me fa no over kwa
Me chia will be a lawyer, me chia.
Me Joseph Kwame.
Na kami wo questions be pre na ma me fan start internet so answer. Minim say wo de oni so wo America de ene me nyam na me ka internet so mfa so. Me no ka say me wo France. And so enam say internet cost no yetumi accommodate nti mitumi gina so a. But imagine Ghana. Now Musa already who internet so anu a problem. Now yes, I did taxes you do good so. Let's say Ghana for yeah access to internet no just ma block ye.
Oh, over.
Kasa.
Internet tax assembly na woka ho asem.
Hey, na e tax no and fire internet ho.
Oh, the e-levy no the
electronic transaction.
Electronic transactions. Usem for to say Ghana cry na so COVID buy inti. A lot of people do not have stores anymore. Jumia there are a lot of stores we are the store now internet so. Enti sa ukoto ade uko the store no internet so na uto a na utua ne ka udi mo utua ne ka untua tax. Wono so what store the MDA utimi de IRS Nigeria for call me yakwaje tax. Wono what fie e na nyoma na akofa free Dubai aba no. Wono wode agu internet no woton. Enti ukọ the store internet so na ko huna na pa na ma price na wode address ama GPS address da woroma na do adanko akofo ado aban dia bai na wo ha na motor rider na dispatch rider dia brɛ ofie wato watuaka upe TV kura de bebrɛw upe fridge de bebrɛw upe bi de bebrɛw sankofo no omu ye adwuma practice ka bato mu ntua tax and won ko hia obi a ba bi aso nkoji sika because o chena bo ko hia ba bi ko sika o ye kwa de ababo ni tirim entienu na ban say se obeye sa transactions nyina utua vato ye nyina ye ne ye yusu se yetimi ye obi timi toka with mumu utimi toka yes 70,000 wa waya mumu na de tua nya tew nti wo fesi kama na wa bebo no na internet atuma wo ka no wa ban no to air try say obia sa beka internet they are doing a lot of fiber and na no vice president Chirimu said na na kufa do aban ba yi wa ma 5 companies license are omudi lay fiber lines. The more
several providers ni nyina na say company be here ni de.
Oh, say Ghana de. Ufa phone na auto bundle guswa. You are on internet.
There be make fiber connections no.
Fiber connection there interoperability ya ni ye no. Enye say MTN for die ni. Ebedu pepenso bi ni mra be ba ne say se wona wo lay you wan lay you nyina yisu ni e chetu say e tia broche sa ya
no de nke da kra na nke o say ba.
Na sa broche opedi nya sa na tie. Fie ba ko beko one afford de wo ho AT&T for de wo ho omun electricity pe ene ye interoperability.
Master Ghana de abai no o influence eninti ye kro no enti say western countries no enti sa omo ba be lay out friends internet infrastructure I was say common to providers no say the be ya must be a distributor and also any problems wo no na nke so ati
and the yamini peni ni eja ofa kwame yamini peni ni e kodru say ye develop ye telephone no the first company that came was using CDMA and we uti America ye kan Sprint 4 type no na Europe some will be ho CDMA no de ehia sim card ehia we and actually GSM no buy now GSM no so buy no almost be pick sector bi be one compete with CDMA for kra almost start sector bi but unfortunately CDMA no net krokesi mu nkwa enkran ana kumase afele nko ba bia biu GSM buy no because of frequency it me travel ntino it me travel ko bebrebe omu ana omu nya bi no they were mountain mast. Now a lot of the villages or a lot of the communities refuse to let proliferation of mats in their community Until now, no, they are forcing them so be unfunny the ML the same master. So they say MTN the call Vodafone drew I'm going to the same master, much master. No maintaining master. That is what they are doing. This is proliferation, they have controlled it. So Ubami Kroman, we insisted we cannot have triangulation of mast in our village. Na mama gije cancer ne yare basa Inti master no ba kwa ede si ho no obi afa boss now. So we yes aso ade problem ba say intimi fa 360 degrees are certain pockets in the community might not have communication.
Right.
Yeah.
What we are trying to help, and I think NCA is working very hard on that, is to do repeaters. Repeaters don't need a lot of big mast. You can mount repeaters in vantage points that can take the
load
was I repeating? Maybe I want to say a year about her wave about honey lower. Repeat and remember higher. So they also be course. So we are trying all these things, and luckily for us, we are the journey just comes. So the West I'm we are doing better than that. The moment you credit Sikao, Unisika, the American Unisika, no one's my intenting. The Akalina is Sikam. Timumway, because a Mundiaka, Yafanya money in a mobile, was one of Casagana, so I glass and qua.
Diaspora for no dear. Mumia pa.
Mr. Bagana, Yaka Paglas, Macas in Yankwa, you see, Duanuya, Unam Harry show.
The American say, any year too quano, Muchimia pa to say, I didn't kill Biano.
Now, okay, was about your Yachimui. Once a while, and I worship what the area, but you be never me be an adiba. The AIG tax every month, you would ya once a while tax. And so,
will be
now, and now, yes,
me busa philosophy na a watch there the intimon person a old cast no bebano. Me who philosophy nasi because cast that no and no yet me repair, but the cast ebe the repairs no. We hear certain technicity be answer. Inti me ababe hu say enko for VW no Toyota 4 wheels ya paki. We don't get people to repair them because they don't have the technical know-how. So na me make be a minim se metumi a repair. Say yes ye wo Europe ye nim kasa e repairable Ghana for and all they ba yes attract certain date be and untina ya no so mo person mo gie so mo pese we di be wura mu na no so akoya de so amaye and no can say
okwa mo ka ne yempe oka ne yempe se be gie yemfa nya hwe na tieni se o mai ye chichire ko yempe se de bia e fa yesika ye fa ho kakra yenya ezika akọ kakra yenya. Yes, I mean, $1 fan quabble to Tadiema. Yes, see, you know how my school, electrical engineer, mechanical engineer, welding engineers, Munya Dumaniano. I was say a buying a creative avenue Munya Dumaye. Into the eye say, yeah, the manufacturing plant in be Bagana. India near the Yen alcohol, or Mocas and Kizan, because I never go room. Ghana for ye here 4 wheelers, so ye here small cars, small factor, India, and Yana. Yeni bienti na bobo ya edi enya eni moto edi enya ukromwa na say yetimi ye ka wa ha na ka no upese upebi munumu atena yetimi ko bank kwaje bosia we ya adwuma ne ye 200 cedis each bosumi bi ya de tua. Why would you need a car from Abrochire?
Me here brochure de na say Ghana plant na mo plant na o mbe adwuma wo no fifth for friend say screwdriver factory because Ghana we are not producing steel. Therefore, they are going to import every bready thing from outside.
It will still be cheaper. It's called what they call it. They call it. I'm sure how you start. Baby, and when South Africa for sure, I'm start here. Kano, you manufacture Germany. You test it with Germany. And you making sure say fit. Any of the one place you to 2 years. Any of share no good box room. Any ship for brain a year share. Sorry, baby, I start here. As you do it and the country start getting the taste for the product, then you start building the manufacturing itself here.
Oh,
what the bar?
No, dear.
Baby, I started
produce or my produce steel,
baby. Now, I want to say
steel, you produce plastic.
Wadaruma, Wadaruma. Baby, he funny started here, can ye steel. America for cars are way, no. Honda cars are ye, no. Ye still know America.
Hey, America phone produce steel.
Don't you know, say, car na ye no America made in America, no. Partly from Mexico, never.
Onimo. There be
Germany, never.
Papa, steel production, the Western countries, they don't know more develop. Man can say they don't produce steel.
Now, the idea is steel, no. And you Ghana, iron ore, even in Ghana. Iron ore, Monton, you do iron ore, crowd, Groma, you know, what are you to be any at home? Iron ore, except for the
steel or Ghana.
Yedisika and the Bayer Sadian, Lumina Noa, yes, yeah, no, Gia de Kada, setting up now, a good for the 1 ton, bauxite to be over manufacture. Who got a deal to the yes, Adian? We have to feed our factories with those things. But also, who started free baby? Who started free baby? They have manufactured pickup trucks with VW. Toyota fire cars are marrying. Nissan for your moody. Gradually, you start from somewhere. South Africa for buying. Almost start here.
But my main 12 way. And electric cars, yeah, or the aluminium, and the box and bauxite and so on. Ghana. Into what are we doing? Into the commercial China for now.
As for me, claims I want it. Missy, Ghana by
Mantis also obviously aluminium plant.
I don't know what you want here because a person making sure say the factories that we are building will not be dependent on the Western world to collapse it. Say, yang yatra mama to oil, the cars, I the oil in the goon. It do so I industrialize here to use oil now. Most of call electric cars. Electric cars. Electric cars. Carbon footprints now. Pollution now areas. Ghana for those any the goon
Master, and I'm environment in intro because my wife have
environment, you know. Me pacho. Environment, you know, and environment intra. But omudi coal. Omodi oil ne develop you mukuru mo na do baby yedro na omodi electric car me boa tata na Ghana yan ye di jebidie na soja jebidie pollution China for America for German for Russia for the egu wiase me wiase se no ye do say na ye di gu mu
enti ye fa di
Ipacho ye say obi ade a o say no ontua ho kare say omuma yetika yes ye balance because we are suffering because of their inefficiencies.
Oh, me feel some more technology here because we are Ghana from 6 o'clock to 6 o'clock.
Yeah, technology be na pese ke fan koje.
Solar technology.
Na dey ka say yin solar technology.
I mean
what I'm telling you is say oil na ya spend sika ye tuo no. Any omuti ye be je tuo ni ye je use. That's all I'm telling you.
You offer come here better was it. Omre na mamen ko ni papu.
Many tria, minim so be block.
No how.
Mamen ko.
Oh,
Of course, I do a video to a ya. It's also a question being the idea. What the bantam a bebwa, and yes, sir, and lawyer so to me. I could not know about you. Intimate.
The patch of course, Papa.
Yo, anti
you and take him out their brain. Yo. Now the person is car to say beer what obi ato car ha say me no ana ba kwa na miensa na bia o se me de nya de a me kwa akoton na bia o ko yusu a duty na obi ato bebre no wo mu nyina duty e pa na
okay car bia ni duty a wotua enye ne dodo a wato na car bia duty wotua duty no processes no enye port of adwuma de but no so no bra Michael da obenya ho no pebre na me no trans because me ti abroche dem nim say yes so the car kwa agapo hafo ship port of no sika wo mo gi yen be say me kama me nuanu me line su nyina te port of ni sika port of duty na mutu yen anya port of ni eje GRA customs for na eje customs obo nye port of nti daachi bi ese betu gbasa me chechire nuanu nyina na
achire bi gapo afọ de ofia mo
gapo for ye service fee ye nyi duty.
Okay, I just want they have 40 items so you know. So I can say
yeah, this service fee the aka nyina ye duty and we call GRA and yet Japo adia ye this service fee now minu abasa we busa me no ka bia ne the duty a wutua ne ka bia ne benefit a wonya. There are certain vehicles we consider to be utility vehicles. They get a lot of benefits. Say a pickup truck, say tipper truck. So those vehicles are, if you saw the bay Juma or Ghana for being so fast one. Never then said ye cry yeah duty ye. Now, Oko found luxury car. Yeah, said your friend I am no car no. So I 2-seater no. So I can find Maserati 2 doors. And I can find Ferrari 2 doors. I know there's someone I know you don't know man when you're on a moto. They are buying to me because I will you favor. Now, so who the people for us what to come and send out the bar. A buy no does not say what to come and send tea. Yeah, my special discount today. Okay, individual cars will get any Musasa over ton as will be used. Obian who casa say, let them come by me be used, let them come by me beton. And it will be other cars will be used. Name who the bar incarnated no me kwa bruchino. Let me be what returnees. Returnees used to have some benefits. How we used to work in the say what better abroche be a free fee and circle. No one decided say we kotna Ghana permanently. You na a document be a file. O file ma Ghana embassy. Na omaye sensan so amount. Na odia kura a flyer ko Ghana. Udru Ghana na port hono. Na o the records na ma wo mu. No ma stamp records mu. Ye stamp entry no and ya stamp records so amount. Actually da obedru ye. It is a ship no the nyoma ni bedru. And then your personal effect. Your my personal effect to them your money ade near the one car be out the buy aka ho be out there or ye normally no more mkosu ade no na so mkoye adwuma bi a short work bi o mobile na emo musa benefit no. I don't believe those things still exist anymore. In fact that America buying kra e program bi a your friend repatriation grant who apply be a kusu ade America 10 years over who apply to America by say me and buy a crew me pese me to repatriate me. That be about it was run about between $5,000 to $15,000. Now to me now they are back. Those things have all seems to be have been terminated. Enti so car we dey ba no a ube use personal no e you duty a hye to one ye to ye de ma wo. Me advice ne say for what I know now no. So the car no ba na say your car wo person dey ba. Don't go and bring a vehicle that is more than 10 years old. In fact, I will even advise you, don't bring a car that is more than 5 years old. If it's not that's an house here. Car no be hunu no. Maybe a car now de ban be a engine size kura ye. It can do to be about 10,000 cedis. 10,000 to the bad dollar more say dollar is 6 something. Cause we bear $1,500 be a can me to your account. And that $2,000 you could to your account. Who can fuck car no more than 5 years na duty na koye be about 3,000 4,000. After the years are the over age very war. Now over age no be who say over age no creating bo be yedin sin du car ni duty ankasa. Etika we can say oh sister okay here. Ana the duty bo den sa me ya be dey me kai bi na me de koye no me duty 4,000. What do you say 8,000? I do say 2. Hey, Ghana for come for and the sister agidi ni dey buy 4,000 to here. Sister agidi no. No, 2 years. Who do you know? 8 years. And you the same Honda Pilot. How do you expect a will be to your 4,000? And you're possible.
But master repairability too.
Of a me pacho nipa no do. Why? What can was my Mammy Quanamin Kofa a free bonsu. Political Mayweather New Jersey.
And that's
a free until.
Hello.
Mr. Free until.
Whether lawyer now doctor na was no.
Or a ninja bit. Doctor lawyer Yao Adusei.
Oh, okay, Martinity. Dr. Mitchell.
Major for him.
Mema wa kwaba so abroche for mo koye no makote anim emoma yenim se Ghana for because of greedy bastard inti womo pese ye bakra position no ombepne ama ya be wurawura mu bie so okay nti mo kakra na ye fa mo no ye hu se mo bo adwuma nyame nhira mo nemom ye so pass ma ka kire nyankopon a na de to emframam say budget here mo ready ye hu say yanom asate 8 to 2 muntokro o mo de ato Ghana for trim say budget na e ba ye ni nyina no bibia ewom eye yi no what
is
levy thank you ye levy no what you say let's say eni ma pa abebo ahiafo any woni be for ni mobro for no de and this if for ato ni nyina de ato nfen and I so your communicators no sabe wo mo ye week kakra enti yentimi convince Ghana for no so na me de binim say o ma bia wo wiase bia no tax and ye de chekere o ma no even Ghana ye ba be bobosia de koyi kruye ni nyina na omo tax ya omo gege na omo jabie na ye so ya bebo ho bosia nti o man a wo pese o ma no ekwa ni mu bia no tax na ye de chekere ba o say Ghana fo bebre no asma omo kan nyina ne say oh tax na omo gege a na ye di nti abaye ade a abeto Ghana fo trim enu ti na ama so wo kpobo tax so wo Ghana na Ghana ni bia ti kwa pai sorte even kroma kra no wutu atase a ya na moment nam say wo mu use taxpayer money no e de ye ne ma penti no so wutu ya na wo nam kwampa so kra enya de a wo bufu the doctor Argentina MPP for and the MPP government multi explaining to Ghana for say yen Akufo-Addo government any MPP party no Ghana for motasi aye gimu nyina no ye be accountability be ye adwuma sorty mo betima creative website bia taxi bia ye gi no Ghana bia no wo pese wo hunu adwuma ye de aya wo kosa website na wo be hunu bibia ho every year bia no finance minister beba be bunkunta e de a kire Ghana for say wo taxi na wo tua no there's no way say be ko obi botom na mom ye de be yam puntu dwuma e de amamo I think say money Ghana for tena say na mu kasa e kire wo mu say enti ase be ye dwuma na sim say ye ku bibia gumu watra e na ye kotua tax ya ye hu de amode ye na MPP for so ye ntimi nsire mu ye e ma Ghana for nte this is a doctor the mutimi nya communicators na mutimi recruit womo na mo education no mo ko amanfo no mo nkyere nsemu se nkyere nkrofo a I hope say I bet you say Ghana ni bia be fro pepem because me tua na menya kwampa afa so a why not me tua na me hospital and somebody kama why not me tua na kani edum so e mabie mu a why not you see
mo other line no so Mr. Obi Wenachi dede obi achipa unfantu me
because doctor we are say president ya omo strong if you kunoma Putin North Korea president nyina no eye niam mienu won sama e kwa abonten ene sama wo die free nkrofo ho eno na ma leader bia wo ye strong it is when man ton won semiye na sa policy bi be dawo ni enya kamafo obetima tirem ama amanfo ase ya ɛhɔ ana NDC fo tumi tumu tokuro no nti yɛbɛsrɛ wo sɛ wo wa bɛyi deɛ yɛno di sɛm ano no mo ne Ghana fo ntena se mo nkyerɛ wɔ mo tax no a mo bɛgyeɛ no adwuma a mo de bɛyɛ ama wɔ mo na mo convince wɔ mo sɛ mo tua a yɛbɛ account for aba no promise ɔde bɛma no every year bi abɛba abɛbu nkonta akyerɛ mo obi apɛni ana obi akaprɛ ɛmfa baabi a because President Kufuor deɛ yɛtrase no sorte me feel sɛ sɛ motumi ka saa nsɛm wo yɛ a ɛbɛtumi atɔ amanfo tirim ɛna me last year mpɛ sɛ mede sie mpɛn bebree no yɛ na Ghanafoɔ nipa bebree tumi ka ɛna ɔmaa no Kufuor ɛna wɔyɛ dɛn ɛna mmara nyɛ adwuma ɛna wɔyɛ ayɛ sei ɛyɛ sɛ wɔma yɛkye no mɛsrɛ because the style of Kufuor nneɛma ɔpɛ sɛ ɔde brɛ Ghanafoɔ no ɛno nti na amam hodoɔ bebree every time bi a yɛbɛchoose the best president bia no papa ne din wom either sɛ Africa anaasɛ the whole world because the strategy a wɔuse no nipa bebree nti aseɛ because wɔhunu sɛ unemployment ɛne the trade security a ɛwɔ Ghana na ewiase nyinaa so no investors bia no a ɔpɛ sɛ ɔkɔ develop ɔman a mmara nyɛ adwuma ɔman yɛ tuntu ase wom ɔman a kabi wayi so obi ka asɛm ana president ama yabɛkye no country bia mpɛ sɛ ɔde ne nnwuma bɛkɔ hɔ ɛnam Kufuor ne ka bi ma me nka bi a wɔte aseɛ na obi kura tumi di n'atɛm obi tumi ka asɛm na yɛ mu bi kura yɛte wa ɛsɛ yɛmea nkɔkye nipa korɔ na nase daabi because ɔpɛ sɛ ɔkyerɛ wiase nyinaa sɛ Ghana ɛyɛ free country ɛmfa wo ne president asɛm a wobɛka afa no ho no deɛ wopɛ sɛ ɔbɛyɛ no ɔman biribiara no yɛuse rule of law democracy ne yɛte aseɛ enti ɛno nti na abɛhwɛ a the whole Africa biribi yɛpɛ sɛ yɛde kɔ a abibire man biara no yɛtu nka ɛde brɛ Ghana no because President Kufuor pɛ sɛ investors ɛba ɔman no ne yɛbɛbie nnwuma ɛma youth nya bi yɛ wobɛtumi amaki sure sɛ ɛbi a IGP ana Chief Justice yɛde wei ba kyini tum wei yɛ demonstration na yɛama polisifoɔ akɔbo ɔmɔ ɛnyɛ ma democracy anaasɛ ɛmpene ma investors ma ɔman no nti bɛsrɛ Ghanafoɔ sometimes wontumi ni politics akyi na wontua na mɔnkorɔ na results no nyɛ papa na wo sɛ wonchange no na mmom you will get a different result woyɛ saa na kyerɛ sɛ anwea ne gu tirim nti yɛbɛsrɛ saa message wei nyinaa no montɔn ɛmfa nhyɛ Ghanafoɔ tirim na yɛnkyerɛ Ghanafoɔ sɛ somebody like Captain Smart ɛfiri fanom ɛne fix the country no wɔn mmom na ɛma ahɔhoɔ mpɛ sɛ yɛbɛba Ghana insɛ sɛ yɛka sɛ fix the country no fix the constitution nka ɛno ne adeɛ a message yɛ sɛ ɔmkari because yɛ Ghana yɛ problem no nyinaa no ɛyɛ Ghana 1992 constitution no ɛna ɛma Ghana ɔman no ntimi nkɔ so nti me mpɛ sɛ me nsɛm bɛwa me nneɛma mmienu a maka yi sɛ nka atumi akari saa message no ɛde akɔma president ne Ghanafoɔ ɛne NPP communicators a I hope sɛ Ghanafoɔ nipa bɛte deɛ papa no ɛne NPP mu party no ɛyɛ ase nti
medase paa na mame ma wo medase den afutu ade ama yɛn deɛ mɛfa deɛ the last one a woka yi wo conclusion yi kora mpo no summarize answer say come de ma wo if we say the challenges we have in so obi aka bibi ne yesi akwache no ne ade no the president ntimi nkoma IGP instructions say kone kwache obi yes ana system no ye adwuma se sa na tie de a like say ye wo banana republic IGP or an institution on its own to make decisions based on law nemo no kwasem ni ye mbra no a ewo omani mu no ebi nkoyi ebi nye I was yes no. So you concluded very well by saying the constitution is a problem. Now, as to how we apply the laws as it exists and our challenges, you play favoritism. Una bana NDC ni ane dia uweni, una bana NPP ni ane dia uweni. IGP we obaye no, o de mra ye adwuma french mo kwa mra o de ye adwuma nyina obuku mu. Ye mpemra no dia ye ne yesi mra no. It might not look politically sensible. It might not look politically right, but that is the law. And that is what we need to work our best to fix. Now, let's put that aside. The second one now, we'll talk about communicators. You are right. We have a serious problem with communicators. We have a serious problem with communication because we have issues with communication and communicating the government's agenda. There's always a problem with the way things work. It means translating the things we are talking about to the people. And I believe, say, and only a fan, I buy a Juma, then NCC for Juma, NCC 4, and I was saying, Mubode, I buy a Juma, and we and I know, say, our budget is limited, uncontrolled, and therefore they are having a lot of serious issues with communication to the Ghanaian population. And I'm praying, say, it will get to a point that they will get enough resources to be able to do their job. Having taken that aside, MPP Manyukono also has a challenge of carrying the message of MPP government to the people. And that challenge, we have all been talking about it. And hopefully and gradually, we may be able to bring ourselves together to ensure, say, the message. We believe the message carry along. We have allowed the propagandists to take control over it. Presenting good message. I believe, say, the appropriate message can be carried out for people to understand exactly what the government is trying to do and the right things will be done. That is poignant. Two statements, and now 2 comments I was making is something that we have also been pondering over, and I will definitely carry that along once I get opportunity to also express, so that people understand, say, these are the issues that the diasporans are also thinking and they expect the government to address.
All right. Dr. Lawyer Yao Adusei and I know Etchetrin and Komoi. Now, Nipa Bear me and Sabi, I was 20. If I bonnet to him, say, Yamre no Ako. Mamma, excuse me, Monfanchemi. Mamma Kofa, ye chrome, or we are no mafa Akosia. Ye chrome, Mr. Bono, short my wife.
So, you would say, Doctor Mexia Bush Fonson. Near free a Kakusi in a menso aye in teaching moi lawyer the bay. Amenra me with you, baby, say MPP guru back on this elder statesman and as economist back on so treasure. On one of them, bit me a only sa ye levy in Fiho. Now, the printy picture be I'd say. Next year, no crano, some benefits be a boy this year, Madinema, a kuyika crano. Government ni intino as yet, government ni tighten. As a Ghanaian, you say, yeah, you be tightening your kakra. So, I mean, bro, from a tidden cemetery, I see idea. At the same time, I see, say, 2 bush no cry and femra back, so the bear, we are phoning and now, Giano. And also being I mean, Tiasia, I don't know, so who can you, dear? Name Pessime Budi. I
mean, yes, a leading member, yes, a funding member, yes, a saint. So, what can be beer? Na, acquire say, Yanka Sayaman, Pune, Mugrampono, Yantia Wase. The leading member and the funding member, and I say, Openia Wu Fekudma or Chena Juneno. That is what makes him a citizen. So, because President Bai was be a citizen, not a spectator. In Tiamu, and a man is a citizen, a man is a spectator. To watch Chena Juneno, all right. But this is a problem we have. On what basis, and on what they can say, we here. I buy budget on the buy, no. What can we know? The make is a determination when I say, a dear original source we here. Near Mimi can ye. Budget near the buy, no. A buy wishes your best way. You debate you specific who you say we never boy we name why I feel and you permanent solutions to it. You cannot say, unchem na adwuma no aye ye no yefa de na enyo. You have to give alternative. Into akasa ban twam no alternative ben no de ba. Putokasa was sometimes talk is cheap.
That's right.
Sometimes talk is cheap. But abide in adwinaba, akiro de enti a wo yes I was say oman no ya anya sa de we ya ehia ye no e de asembeba. E ne kofa ya sebeze go gufrim pon de asembeba. Was say ya anyi se sikai ni ya increase ya nkase ya taxes a e de asembeba. Oso se aban enyai na onyai no onje de anyi no de aye de duma opeso de ye no. Ye kwan na ye ntimi nyeye. Ye schools a ye ntimi nsimwie ye. Ye hospital ye ntimi nsiye no. Abenja iwia ye de die ne beye. So what the alternative be banner say reasonable? Why won't we take it? Ni bia na wo see ye nyai. Ba for alternative bia mai. They make out yes.
Some lawyer.
Emma talk ni cheap.
Yeah.
Yes, if you've read it, obi expressing no. But and also the democracy here no. You are entitled to express yourself.
Yeah.
But it does not mean that you're
working. If you say you ubaya, wabetsi ni memwa ma the only convince no. Why convince? But say penin bisa menga se me support you all kanu. Penin bisa be can be sa to sa. In fact or train ni memu kakra ne but unfortunately be am say the all kanu. No, you be so far as we respect or respected.
You won't go far, Mata. Mamma Castle. Yaman, you couldn't hear. You were a probably bring is young MPP for. Me boo bepa because you won't quenching. You are from the bring room. It is say, you do pempenswa. You ever could do baby say, if you me and some way, you be the enemy. Wouldn't be your favorite dinner. This will pass and be a car, more pass and be a cardiac. Couldn't you be a show? I can go on the limp. I might not be factual, but I can go on the limp there. It will be beneficial for NDC to ensure, say, hold
on, man. Wow, about Musiciano, Bafoche, the Wachima, already, you know, a high. Whatever my doom no man. I can go on a limp and say, NDC Amanyuku will prefer say Kufadu buying a Nessica and find you to pass away. Say the bay out IMF Nibi. No, I can say, aha, also by IMF. Yes. We don't have to do always the same things. We can do different things. If we expand our tax net, we can collect enough and then we can sustain ourselves. And only a PCA. Yeah, that's it. We debate back and forth near any bayano. Name was a party moon penny for to I am Piadia. Trust me, Minia. Omoyeni debia because ono a Kufado Crom Penasam and Wakofan who bent to be a cabin channel. But I am Pipini, you be enjoying Pipini, no cabin channel. What children we are, Moko Kane, na man can say ya, and Alan Chamati Crow are burning, they can't say any affecting Alan Chamati Winnie. And I Chamati and Yenny about me, so it might be a canon, on so swear Yenny. Nani any papa ko abontia woni aban mu no enti obi a wona they don't have facts, they don't have all the facts, but they express their opinions based on conjectures and also so eboa because eno the man is citizen you fani nyina their formulate opinion ni yakwe anim na aban I make it the policy which is a better policy for all of us enti nyina aboa. But it's not always gospel. Yeah, that's it. You're from Mr. Amanfo Gusuti. O question.
Momasa communication. Enye juma kakra mai.
Abeya
juma. You so Amanfo abi.
Yo.
Yeah, that's it. You're from 19 and came from New Jersey. Yeah, that's Papa. I'm in New York. Now I'm in for Akosia. Akosia. Good evening.
Yeah, hi. How you doing?
We're doing good.
I'm fine.
No, what's that? Hold on. I think my phone is on speaker. Hold on.
We can hear you, Akosia.
Okay. You can hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the doctor, I don't know the name,
Doctor lawyer
Adusei something.
Adusei.
Oh, Adusei. Okay, all right. He has explained a lot of stuff. It's good, but I have some. It's not a question, but I wanna contribute a little bit. You know, I don't know much about Ghana, but my heart is with NPP. Like I said, I'm an NPP. My parents are, so I have to be also an NPP sympathizer. Okay. But this is what I want to say. Thanks for the good job and then the explanation you've given so far. Dr. Adusei, are you there? Please?
Yeah, he's
yes,
there.
ma'am, I'm here.
He's listening.
Okay. Thank you. This is what I want to say. Like the way you explained yourself about the Yi levy or whatever it is to Mr. Kwame in France. I think you elaborated everything. You explained it further, but it is hard for you guys to explain. You're explaining it to him who is outside already in foreign or in the middle. Like how do they call it? Like the developed country. He knows, but he was trying to pull your legs. But it's about the people who are in Ghana. They have to understand. So it's like you guys have to explain further down to the level that people would understand what the Yi levy is. Because everyone in the Western country is paying taxes anyway, no matter what it is. But, we don't complain because of what some people had already put in place. They have already said that you use your taxes, you pay the taxes, you get a reward, or you see what is going to be, what is on the road there, whatever you have to, if you have to pass on the road, drive on the road, So I would say that explain it further. And I know in Africa, the third world country, the problem is they always go outside to ask for what's the what's the name? And IMF, they go to World Bank to get for loans. And then when you go to get the loans are like inflated. Sometimes you have to pay for more because the more you pay, it takes for you to pay the loans, you are in debt. So like you have to pay extra levies or extra taxes on it. So if they could generate the internal revenue, I think that will help. But that is why it is difficult for them to take it. And then the MPPs, communicators, need to explain it. People like him, he knows better. He has explained everything. And then he has to go to the radio stations, to let the people know why they are collecting those levies. And two, my second thing is to the public, the communicators, the way they treat them. Sometimes if you have, like my mother's people are living in a remote areas, they can come to the cities. If you send my mother have to send money or ask to give her something, and then she would have to give it to those people. What is the government doing? They help you to come into power. I'm not saying you should do everything, but there should be some people who can deal with those poor people that fought for the party to come into power. You understand? You don't have to ignore them like that. Don't turn a blind eye on people like that, because they are the same people who will go there and fight for you. Like what happened in 2020. Some of them were mad. They were upset. They didn't want to go and campaign, even though they didn't want the president to lose. But yet, they didn't want the MPs to win, because in the constituencies, the MPs weren't there for them. How do you spread those? I don't know. I don't know how it works. You know, I'm learning a lot of stuff, but it's not like that over here. But I'm learning a lot of stuff on YouTube. You know, that some of them are being neglected. They've been ignored. And so when it comes to, they have their grievances. When it comes to a time that you want the person to go there and do the same work for you, they refuse to do it. So please, with all due respect.
Thank you very much for your insight and disposition on some of these things. But let me help you a little bit. There are programs within the Ghanaian communities that the government of Ghana supports the poor in our communities. There's a batch of some registration programs you have to go through. We have the LEAP program that people that old, aged, poor widows who are widowers who need support are supported. And then we have Maslock that also support just up and coming business people with small loans for them to start their own businesses. I have had opportunity to engage a few women in my community who only just needed 300 cedis to start a business. And it's not, so if you gather maybe 10 or 20 people, you can probably put 10,000 there and still set them up to start something, because our Ghanaian women are very industrious. And the little you give them, they can really make a
huge out of it. Yeah.
Yes. And so this is a government that understands that you need to help individuals set themselves up to start their own entrepreneurial adventures, and they are doing that a lot. But it's not enough. I mean, having said that, it's not enough. We need to do more.
That I
think
know.
More needs to be done. And as I started my conversation, I said, when you don't have money, you start acting sometimes belligerent. If you have money, you can speak well. I just imagine you having money in your pocket and meeting a girl for the first time. You can always make the girl feel so good around you. But when you are broke, always you are busy. Anytime she calls, you are busy. Honey, I'll call you back. And then you start giving excuses. That is where we are right now. The government of Ghana or MPP party has not abandoned anybody. There's something I want to say here, and I'll keep saying it anywhere I've been. There's a little story in the Bible. A prophet was sent to go to a place to tell the people about their sinful deeds, that God is not happy about it, they should change their ways, blah, blah, blah. When he was sent, he said they will never listen to the words that God has given him. So he is tired and the people are so hard-headed, they will never listen to anything.
You're talking about Moses?
Not Moses. Not Moses. Okay. So this man, after he went talking to the people, he was so upset that they didn't listen to what he had to say. So he said God should kill all of them. But on his way coming, he found a small leafy tree that he went and sat under to just, well away time. While he was sitting there, the sun came up, bent the leaves. He started suffering under the heat of the sun, and then he was thirsty, and he started complaining why God would send him and make him so dry and so thirsty, so hot. Then the question is, you did not manufacture that leafy tree. It came in a minute, and you sat there and enjoyed yourself. Human beings that God has created, taking care of them for all this period,
never be satisfied.
Yes. So here's a situation: people have higher expectations, and I believe the MPP administration did not manage the expectations very well. So people are now disappointed, thinking that we had high expectations, but expectations cannot be met. How can you tell me you are sitting in a what do you call it? Pragya.
Under a hat, like a
Pragya, and all of a sudden you want to ride a Range Rover. It doesn't work like that.
Exactly.
And that expectation is what is giving MPP a bad name. But gradually, I think it is better to be part of the MPP party, irrespective of the way we have not been able to quickly advance
than
expect the alternative, which put us in darkness for quite a very long time.
Okay.
And,
all right.
And I've heard you,
okay.
and we will send a message across for communication to be done well, so people understand what we are.
Exactly. And then my last thing is also like this. I would play with you guys, you know. We have a way to communicate with people. Even if I'm sick, you come to the hospital. Let's say I'm your patient. I come to the hospital. You are in a dying point, okay? I have been, asked to give you have to go on a life support or everything. But with my encouragement, with the way I speak to you, that if you are on life support or if you put you on ventilator, that doesn't mean the end of your life. You can come back, you can fight it back, or your family might decide to cut you off. There's a way. We have a way to communicate with people. What I see is I don't know much about the Ghana country or how it is, but I know that people are so anxious and starving. They want to dream big. They want to get this. They want to do this. It's fine, but at the same time, we have a way to communicate with them. This is what the government can do for you. The government, I'm talking about they have a communicator, they have they have chairman, they have a secretary, they have these at every branch. Let them send the message down to them. That is what I think people want to know. They want to hear you guys talking to them with passion, not with arrogance.
All right.
Please. That's okay. Talk to them.
Thank you very much.
This is the situation.
Thank you. We'll do that. And I think it's a good suggestion and something that I think we should do more.
Exactly. No, with that arrogance. No, government cannot do everything for you. Government is not. No, that isn't the way you communicate to people. I'm a nurse in the hospital. I know how you could save someone's life. Maybe the person might die or the family might ignore the person. But with your explanation, with your passion to the family, they realize that life is precious. And so, let's save her. Maybe she might not die. Maybe, that is how you communicate with people. When you get the power, don't be please.
All right.
Please.
Thank you very much, Akosia.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure. And thanks talking to you. Please.
All right.
Thank you,
Mami Fanny Pabako and Count. Mami ko Chicago na memfa sister Mabna Pachotiminka. Oh, okay.
You met him as some in some kakra.
All right. And the Agnes Mammy.
Then I didn't that for so me was a Captain Smart and funny message man.
Would have had to mute my native. Mammy ko
me paso e dey come bibi kakra bi e kakra.
And e koso e.
You me paso minim de mo start here na minim de mu ye but e pese me ka bibi kakra se ayi so we are now the way to government nko aso a obeye mistake and I was so you be so a nipa no ye nyina ye try say beboa ama o man no akonanim na yanya mpuntuo na yetime di aboa na se wo settle mind say the nipa no beye bia no wontie kura na wahwe ehun say akari awoso no ahwe ehunu na we decide say the nipa no de bebe bia na nya eye sa wo say wo mind no na wo betena so a na obi nso ese no eke ade na ekoso si e de sa ewura wo mind ni mu a uncle me ni so o mind ni beye ye da obi de ade ba we disagree and we agree let us sit down and listen to it na yen hwe e bia the way e de ba ye eye e twene ho say ye de kone say ne beye ye but instead of me tie news ni
nkɔfoɔ ɔmo keka ɛwɔ news communicators na ɔmo keka wobɛhu sɛ wei sɔre pɛ no yɛ position pɛ wɔnti asɛm no koraa na wahu wahwɛ na wahu sɛ bi koraa deɛ yɛ na bi ɛbɛboa no asɛ mmoa na wasate na ɔmo kɔ mu saa suban no yɛde tena wiase a yɛnkunu nyame anim onyam da yɛkɔfa John Pope the first the second the third Matthew Mark Luke and John koraa so ɔmɛdi president of Ghana ɔman ne nkɔnɛ ne mu da sɛ wowɔ adwenentire bi a you can even ebia ɔmo te hɔ ebia wo so bɛtumi akasa agu mframa mu sɛ ebi koraa deɛ yɛ a moyɛ ne sɛ yɛde fa ha ɛbɛyɛ yie instead of you so ɔbɛtwe mic na wakoto watentasuo wabobɔ mu dedededede adidi mpanimfo atam a wasɛm na ɛnkɔ baabi a wate aseɛ momma yɛndwene wɔ ɔman ne ho yie na ɔman ne ho nka nkɔ ho hia ɔman no ahoɔden hia ɔman no nyinasoɔ hia ɛman a ɛnyɛ mpanimfoɔ bi mu nso so sɛdeɛ yɛ ti aburokyerɛ ha nso sɔre a ahan ɔmo didi wɔn atam a ɔmo didi wɔn atam wodi n'atam na ɛbɛsesa ɔman no ɛnsesa ɔman no wowɔ adwenekyerɛ wowɔ ade papa bi a woyɛ de aboa ka ne fa gu mframa mu na mboa me nipa a ɛwɔ amansa nyinaa ntie yɛn nso ebɛtumi ehu ne asesa wo ma 10 ne wo ma 20 obiara benefiti free education ne bi ekwan bɛ so ne ɛbɛfa so yɛde bɛtu kwan yɛde bɛma ɛman n'akɔ n'anim ɛno na ɛwɔ se yɛhwehwɛ ɛnyɛ atɛndidie ɛnyɛ nsekubɔ ɛna ɛnyɛ ne mpene sɛ nyɛ mepaa me nkurɔfoɔ na ɛde baayɛ deɛ ɛyɛ saa ne ɛyɛ wicked people nyame anim onyam so ntumi nna ɛde wɔ nyame ɛwɔ ɔman no mu anka memfa nsia na memyɛ kakra no nyame nhyira mo no mo adwuma papa a moyɛ nyame nhyira mo
na memfa bafo chei enso so bafo chei hello
hello
yentiewe
okay me doctor de chao me asem kuto bi na mpato me kana before say be kama sem no be say me brush o sa yile bi na sama me sampianim o be kan no any say fa na sem because say the kan na de free education o be kan ho asem say enyi too early enye yi ne mane so ati ayeyi nti ni pasa no ka sema ati hu ba bi free ba okay masema me ka very short sa ID card me Ghana obi anim say akoba say ID card na de be bibia ama wo so hu say na de be to aba enti no be say me ma doctor me so madwe ne say abase no ka Ghana no minim de say wo ho de a obi a wanyini bia woni best certificate no so mo ma cap obi say bia udi fie say ya na papa so unya bi na kwa koye bi a ya say okọ court na efete ko swear affidavit and sana wetin abaye ID card bi say ba ya amafo ntimi cross border no from Togo ne other countries e ma ye ID card bi say ba mutim ya to aba ntimi so imagine no madam so
no obedi me that I think say the national ID card no a oho no ni nioma mo ye no aban ni de ni obi atoto akwan mu a omo pese wo make you say no wura krum ha ba bi akra ye bon sa no even border towns kra ye bon sa and they are trying to ensure say ID card system na ye dia ba no a ne ye di be ye bank ye di be bibia no bibi to bia wo bia identify wo bia is being captured in there to birth certificate ya capture the passport ya capture or DVLA ya capture. See, very soon, you may think say you are beating the system, but you'll be caught. You'll be caught. You know why? Because so Vice President the data be free to go by ya ni etimi match facial near there. These records are now electronic. Okay. So you can easily do electronic matching with the facial recognition software, and they can pick data people easily. And those people, remember, your law, they say, once you are caught for lying to us and bringing us any documentation that even allowed you to get in there, you can be prosecuted. So I think that they've put enough safety systems in play to make things work. And let's see how it will go. Now, the one can also, Mama, Nipa Swatina, 24 Swatina decided on how best he can do to ensure, say, we will not come back and be crying again on these things.
All right.
Mike.
Doctor
lawyer Adusei, was it the same person? He stood for the chairmanship position some years ago in the NPP USA.
But I mean, NPP USA.
Are you not only Ohio?
I'm Ohio chairman, but I'm standing for NPP USA.
What's that for NPP USA chairmanship?
Debbie.
The rest of the friend Adusei is Mike. The other solo communication campaign director. Okay. Also Ohio, also Columbus, Ohio is out.
Debbie Pachomiana, I'm more Columbus, Ohio, but so no one communication campaign manager.
Oh, no,
Debbie, no, clearly I can.
No, when I make a turn.
So very different person. I'm just confused here. Solo was your supporter.
Adusei be running for MPP USA chairperson.
One standing be opposition.
Man standing be that.
Lawyer, and I'm Obaya so Obaya and solution of me who lawyer. Every time say almost to Sabano, no lawyer will Ghana, no near.
Have you one another support Ohio?
Nipacron a Philadelphia over you.
Oh, Sawom.
Ananka.
I'm sorry, lawyer, I'm sorry.
Me running
it's not running for any position in the US as it.
Me, Namika, legal team, but me running for position.
Well, Mike,
apart from the chapter chairmanship, me running for the MPP West.
I want to send this to the NPP chapter, branch, USA branch. Mike, it do some better, yeah. Not from what Amenado. We cannot hear from them for the whole year, but to do election time there, they all find a way to come to Amenado.
But you are Roma. Amenado dear. Many Michael started a conversation and pay, and you may my the India free Amenados. Amenado no. Ufrasi and any nana, any dream purpose will be no. Okonya partners, any owners. Until the partners new owners, no, and a banner some of us from Amenado.
Unim partner.
Solomo. Oh, lawyer. And I said,
want to me blame lawyer no and never more. So blame sa penny for more that MPP party nano.
Right, but I feel you are very right. You are very right. But you can say
because some of them are almost selfish interest. Woman could ya buano could do on introduce movie. Mona some carry USA, yan some deco.
So they can come here to talk to us.
You can blame them.
There be some about with Dinkomo. But
blame one more decrona no cruma.
Oh, that be better.
So, ye conjit, woman, dean, near Echo Ghana noa. Wokra wo support to mama ebedu sabe. Wokra me yan cow crab you. Even doctor, obi an here si can free MPP ho. Nemo mumma appreciation keke. Say nipa no what you are a part of it. Was any time yenumbi bronye ebedu radio station bi a okasa should be a esa okoye donation wo. And you need MPP $1 that. By party in the dog. By a penny for more chroma, one thank you.
Michael Otafremi. Now, unfortunately, we are away from me. Now, no frame is having Catana and I'm Cameroon. Yeah, the original program. And then you frame
but the make can say, I don't know something. Captain Billy, me Captain Mino, no Krumasi. But there may be some catch on when they say, and there will be a new chapter. I'll tell us. When they do all this, more on me, Mike is away. It do some bay lesson there. They all channel to Amenado radio. They want to tell the US for if some years ago to be some year, treasure and some years. But yeah, to come for all these years. Bumi and Timo Mekasa, I want to me with the Ecoso as we
promise to say. Michael Frame, me stakeholder engagements on Kitaport Michael frame is up as one meeting comment me na me too kwan. Michael, me pacho schedule it somewhere. Or nyampa me too kwan. Nyampa by Friday no mabedru.
Okay.
Opa Saturday and you can baby I one we have from here wunyame. We are network ninye. Opa ene da by Sunday me wa.
Right.
Sunday there's a brass ya Monday. The better program here.
Doctor Sundays diano na bebo because Mondays diano yana Ghana time now it's too late.
Very too late. Because yes, okay. 7 o'clock.
You know, because Fridays, Kabaka said Friday because now we do Friday, but Friday no, I'm going to cook myself. Okay. The traffic, networking yet.
Yeah.
To meet me no money. And a Saturday no so no. Me well crash, but to pay any Saturday.
Saturday,
even Sunday.
Sunday is fine.
Yeah, doctor, you're building the bridge between USA and Jubilee House direct. Because and prefer a good cromano. Yeah, Dynamo Bob Bill. Aban and Kanyama. But you will be of a career message. And they are corporate. Only a week. They are weak.
Oh, they
come
on. More MPP USA woman. MPP USA woman is not weak at all.
I don't think they are weak. They don't communicate a lot with the people from USA here. Talking about other chapters.
And
Name out 2 weeks. Listen to the Congress. Listen to the Congress and see the presentation MPP USA will be making. Congress, no. Yes, she will deliver, and she always delivers. And she has access to Jubilee House. This is our issue. Be now fit MPP phone. Catch them chairwoman. Chairwoman will come to Ghana and deliver it. Wama Ghana will access to call, make a phone and call, and the government of the day will hear what your concerns are. But I'm telling you, it is imperative. Say ye ni mutimidi insawoswo. Nsemi bi owa. Ye mutie how can Captain Smart come and tell you say yama the White House budget abeto and Amenado budget abeto said Amenado budget so say White House budget.
Does even make how can you make this
now? So we can say share government machinery. Ghana you friend the government machinery and can say government. You can say Jubilee House.
Jubilee House, yeah.
Government machinery. Government machinery will have maybe about 10 different organizations that can say ministry form under government machinery. All the people, all their systems, everything they need is run through Jubilee House. It is like for your budget in a core government machinery. This is what I want to say. Government machinery is a break it down. White House as money video. Budget is separate.
I missed one question, very important question about Kwame Messi. I listened to this young lady, Organa, Efia Pukua. Now, or the assembly to job about this benchmark value. What's the Ghana for Muntio? About way, he said benchmark value Nana can boa almost important in Mabano. Because it's over Koboka, make a do Ghana, Ghana, who I thought it took Ghana for anyone know as a journalist. And then as I said, you know, one has worker. Say, government Jacoboka, make a do to say that I not benchmark value the Bayano. It's what I say, a Yama, if you on because a car. Meanwhile, the next items be, I'm saying 44 items and everyone.
Yes. All those items being removed, are items the government has guaranteed loans for 1D1F.
Exactly. In the country. Say a bit,
so that our companies can be competitive with importers.
Absolutely.
For instance, Obia Besi factory a biscuit. On work of a flour, wahai nipa, any biscuit. Obia kofa biscuit free China deba. Nipa na free China eba no. Umali 50% discount. But nipa no biscuit no Ghana no only discount. How can the person producing in Ghana compete with free China eba no? But so we 50% discount to free what they are.
the prices will be competitive enough for people to buy the Ghanaian product. But you only the
I'm not for them if you ask out. What's it on no journalist? So any party name may be asking no more mind chicken. That's
Ghana for a journalist in the phone day. Yes, I know what is can we jack connected.
That is why you guys need to go out there and tell the government. Can I stop?
On a serious note, yeah, that's one bet. Go for no Macano, especially NPP chapters and what USRC, all the chapters. I mean, you guys can come and talk on Amenado. We can host you guys. Now in Serbia, but
only problem.
They don't come here. You don't hear from them. You only hear from them when there's a time for election. No, Amenado Radio, no matter lie. And I want to.
Me my lawyer, I am free. Obama a list of people are. You bet me no more.
Yeah.
Oh, Miss Apia don't go into you.
I yes, I don't know.
My chair now, no me person jump in kakra bi na meka we say sa obi ti say my contact and say Dr. Bisi I lawyer Dr. Bisi Obaso yi me da my contact me fa na contact and say chire mo person me chire mo chire mo I been to chire mo say ono no baby owo no owo data no am say na say mu Dr. Bawumia asem bi o kan wo ayi social media say bra obekoye ayi speech be war Ashina whatever school be about assassin no and then NDC for the about radio so because say Mahama started the whole thing but brother we buy no there are some institutions on the more data system no o me to okay Mahama buy no again obey here just on the best digitalization and the Bawumia was able to explain say for 4 times and almost started you know almost starting some kilometers. What do you say? And Nanajo, from 2017, so almost year the academy now. Indeed, a bay and Dr. Adusei okay. Me have okay, Mati, but also a trade, it makes sense to say. Put on biscuits, over cocoa already made, from overseas. No, what they buy over ton of quick money. And then you also for materials, Abaye, Jumano, or Ghana. I employ Ghanaians. All kind of different employment be few more ban. See, I'm a discount to be on here maybe more. No, be a good radio, so not all chile on a bad note. Now, what I say, and you maybe could get you maybe. All the better. And I feel say, in order to promote local manufacturing companies, you better to increase importation on already made. To say a more industry, China now and Taiwan now the town. Now obizu ayemu for Ghana. I was see a matter any pan more break. Now one of the money ban your tax so high. So they may a bit more promote to Najuma Ghana. I am very simple. That simple. And only MPP is doing this. But propaganda other people doesn't come to they don't want to come and tell the truth. What you here? But we can need to this again. And if you can say, who person will biscuit? Obizu person here biscuit to know Ghana. Why not see a money break?
Yeah.
Mama you know. O ko fa no obi abie biscuit factory no Taiwan and China o ko fa ba be ton. Obi so person obaye no Ghana, your Ghana flour company. Esam no you buy no Ghana. You omabedo maize no you buy no Ghana. You workers no everything will be in Ghana. Ni aba say ni pa no tax break o ni amaka ko de be ka ho ya sa de no. Obi ti je no ya propaganda. Ghana for mama you who dey for
Apia, who do say Nigeria for Oma band importation of poultry. So the poultry be free. So many items, but some poultry I did be a second band the Ghana. So we did cover poultry because who called the mic crew. Then we guys say cocoa.
You might be not going to walk say. I dare me a friend or I Mr. February or your Bruni.
About the last of I met on airport. Oh, okay.
I know my be portrait farm. Just a correct portrait farm I want Ghana. Now I didn't know what your mark or more because I go quite a kumo, you need to cook kumo. And you have to freeze them. Near Shipwa, the Abagana, number of work here was no more.
Hey, Kuko, we are no government season, a bit more man with him.
the idea be brave for.
And me feel that I for so you can I know for so you know me
oh
I feel
able to
Kasembi and the mesra my contact say yam pani for na mo Ghana no radio Amenado there me the mesra will be I know say Obaya is aware of this. Woman you support this radio station financially and everything. That
and some radio stations who are okay, and also the radio stations who are.
Yeah, Mike.
Okay.
So I just about go beyond because we are now
coming. You know about
Can I?
you know about Manchester. UK and I say Benjamin so referee London. And you for Archie first every Manchester. Archie,
yeah, hello, Mike. Okay, thank you. Mike, thanks to the doctor. So, wait, quick question and suggestion. The person who doctor said some time ago, Ghana or more in say, NDC Koji loan be na loan no, we use part a research work to find out how are more elections function away. MPP administration, do they have partners in the media? And if they are partners in the media, how do they engage them and how do they develop them? I'm going to America, and this is a suggestion, say, there's something we call government deliverables. So any project you undertake, there have to be a communication component of the project that educate the masses and what the government is doing. But you can do that with media handles. Who are those media handles and how do you invest in those media? Now, question about question is if government money to the media outlets, road safety campaign, Shika, government advertisement, we see, radio station, but I'm going to come on. I don't know, we say, they were empowering those radio stations, and if those radio stations don't play on the same government project, why do governments still continue to empower those radio stations? For example, Amenado Radio, he is one of the mouthpieces. So, have you even requested for him, say, okay, bring your proposal about what you're going to do in a week? For example, government have come with a budget of Ajinkwa. We want you to highlight to your listeners key aspects in this budget that reflects something Ajinkwa. Or those people in the diaspora, what advantage can they take of this? If you don't do this, you embolden and you empower media outlets that will color your message. Are you not creating your own death or hanging yourself? That's Mike.
All right. That's I'm saying questions are very poignant. Now, with regards to government media is GBC. We have government TV, radio and TV stations that government owns, and they are government media. But because we live in a democracy, it is not because it's government owned doesn't mean government dominate. But they pick up government projects or government communication and take it. But unfortunately, GBC and the rest that are government owned have not developed themselves as the private sector media houses.
Why?
Because for years, government properties were not maintained adequately.
Wow.
So places were run down. As we speak, the new administration, excuse me?
Okay. Do you have some board members who oversee those stuff? If you're saying that they don't work for the government, like they're not working adequately.
Of course. Mm-hmm. They are board members. But the point of the matter is, if the place is run down, it's run down.
Mm-hmm.
Third-party companies.
Keep giving money to those people then? Please.
They are changed, my dear. If you let me finish, you understand where I'm going with this.
Okay. Thank you.
The new board, the new administration of this government have come out with new plans to rejuvenate the place. Because they never turnkey the place, because they never invested, because they never maintained the systems. You have people who were using COBOL, C++, in an environment where we are using, what is it? Using newer software. Give me the new ones you guys have out there.
Okay.
So the people who are running GBC are people who were Windows 3.1.
And what that
okay.
A typical example. Daily graphic.
So I'm coming. So that they are leapfrogging. Now that the new person who is there now, by this administration's appointment, is changing things. You are now being forced to bring people who can manage the new technology.
Wow.
But the old people who are there are public servants, civil servants who are locked into a system you cannot fire.
Exactly.
Are you following me?
Can I do a follow-up? Can I add more?
I'll answer your question. So those are challenges you have. When the government has a system of looking at viewership.
Right.
How many people in Ghana do you know watch GBC? Majority of people will watch Metro. They will watch City TV. They will watch TV3. These stations are not government controlled. So if you take your programs there so that you can get enough viewership, you are empowering them, as you've said. But because we are in a democratic dispensation, you cannot dictate what they can say or they cannot say, because we at MPP brought freedom of speech, enshrined it, and promoted it. So people are free to say whatever they want to say.
But lawyer, don't you have radio stations they affiliate with the government of the day? Don't you have those kind of radios like here? When they come to here, Republican already they send their message to Fox. Fox is going to propagate and do everything. Don't you have the same thing?
I am going to help you. MPP never, from its birth, from 1992, spent money on radio and TV stations. A lot of TV stations, a lot of radio stations are owned by NDC people. It is just quite recently that they started doing the spectrum divisions and stuff like that, that MPP people are getting into radio stations and TV stations. Are you following me? So, toe to toe, NDC is far ahead of them, because they are good with their propaganda and they thought that is the best way to do it. So they are way ahead of the curve. The station that
let him finish.
The stations that MPP started had its own grounding, and there's a major thing that just came up here on this platform that I also want to point out. You see, you all just said you only see MPP executives coming on Amenado when they are about to run for campaigns. MPP people go to listen to MPP stations when it's election time and they want to get MPP side of the story. And at normal times, they go to the popular ones, where the popular programs are, where the superstar celebrities are, and that's what they listen to. They don't gravitate to MPP stations. For that reason, at the end of the year, public radio and public TV, one could advert one could spend one could tie they don't generate enough revenue because advertisement in cohort. So until our people start listening to our radio stations, until our people start investing money or spending the advertisement money there, we cannot build our own TV and radio station to the par. Now, my brother also made mention of, I think, communication. The communication in the system is a problem. There's no two ways about that. MPP, government is doing its best by its own ministry to generate engagements. But MPP as a party itself, we have a serious problem with communication.
Of course.
And therefore, we are also encouraging diasporans not to always wait for somebody to come from Ghana to come and explain. If you have liaisons that you can contact, ministries, you can create avenues in ministries. Maybe the Rabatoa, ministry, they will send it to you. Vim lady, Captain Smart. Now, tabloids, you know, newspaper Ghana, no, and fire tabloid. Because maybe to say a Ghana Web, a lot of the articles that will come there. Ghana Web, if you know,
we also NDC place.
Of course.
NDC platform.
Of course.
For us, you know, Ghana Web's NDC platform. We know for facts. But yeah.
Can I complete this question?
Yeah, complete your question.
Doctor, thanks for the response. But this is my question. Meaning, say, there's always a budget line for media engagement. In the OSHA Auditor General report and most of the MDA's report, you find a component of media engagement. OFBT said a national health insurance, or we make it advertisement. I know there's a process that they look at the listening audience or that particular station. I'm particularly aware of road safety campaign about Ghana government and Joy FM. That Ghana government pay money to Joy FM to do that safety campaign project. Farming project maybe also Ghana government anyway say. But my concern is when you put those money in, you are empowering and so the boys, tea stories anyway say What strategy do you have in place in empowering your own? Because in 2 ways. So only Accra when I say Accra no intimate and here. Ofa kwen bi so afobeti mdaja kwanita tano on so ide. What me ba up. E bi ni benchmark dia okay I say aban airborne model I say the bear obey boost one divided for no. So if you are a government and you have a communication issue, what strategy are you putting in place so that at least when it comes to deliverables, government have a way, say, the mindset of, because I cannot understand.
Actually, this question doesn't go to Yabwa Samoa.
No, but I don't come Yabwa Samoa. I mean, Tobo. Okay, because the government is not party. We are confusing two things. Government empowerment will have to go to
the party for the government.
I know. But there's two separate things we are talking about.
Katia is influencing.
The government machinery has a government machinery. Ministry of Information, that's their job. And then we have national
party secretary in the cabinet meeting.
Party communication team.
No party for communication. Then any normal will be at and that doesn't make any difference. But the party itself also have to have its own communication of taking government programs and selling it. And this is a separate thing. Now, what I'm asking is, MPP as a party itself has not built itself adequately to be able to carry messages of its own government. And the Asasi Radio is doing a fantastic job.
Absolutely.
So if you go and you put things in Asasi Radio is spreading itself. It might be a new station or Western region right now because the spectrum length has been cut off. And this will be a nationwide broadcast. And then Joy FM enjoying. So Joy FM popular shows will have to go to a radio station in Kumasi to rebroadcast itself. Are you following me? They've segregated the market. Now, Martinez, you are right that the government itself needs to find ways. Now, since the media engagement, for example, Mian Kasami program, I had media budget to invite them to come and cover my program. Normally, you are not supposed to invite people to and pay them to come and cover your program because they need this for their own programs. What we said is not what became front page.
How?
Now some say how? Your friend journalists, journalists they say on your traditional nani editor. Wow. And this was Daily Graphic.
See, that's a government paper.
But see, the government
that's the government paper, right? The lawyer.
But yes, by a public sector editor. Okay.
That is the government paper supposed to propagate.
And remember, the journalists also had got something from the budget, had the solid and everything. But Oklemu said what was captured at the front page was changed.
Daily Graphic has been doing the same thing. Yes. They've been doing that all the time.
So it's difficult. So I understand you, brother. I understand your frustration. But we have people in the system who are also politically inclined somehow, and they are willing to do whatever it takes. Sometimes when you see a heading and the story, they don't match.
But you did mention that it looks like there's a break between the government communication machinery and then the party communication machinery right here. From what
there's an issue, no two ways about that. But we are working on it.
That's a huge problem. Because
we are working on it.
Tied together.
We are working on it.
To link to each other.
Can
to know
I
what is
say
going
something
on.
before I leave?
Because you have been disturbed now there though. Slow down.
Mama Kosi Ankasa, why? Mama Kosi Ankasa, no uncle.
Nana, you talk so much. Come on.
Akosi Ankasa, why?
All right, I'll thank you. This is what I want to say. To cut everything short, you know what? There's a gap between, I think there are some differences between even you guys who are working for the government. I don't know which position you hold in the government, and then the outsiders. But there must be one goal, okay? The aim is to win 2024. You guys want to win 2024. They say they want to break 8-year cycle. But if you don't come together, if you don't work your acts together, there's no way this thing can be, I don't know how you can achieve that. But please, I'm telling you this, I don't normally come on the radio anytime to talk because him and Fasukine will come and ridicule me. And
all right, thank you.
There's another guy, another gentleman in I don't know where he is. They will come and ridicule me. So I'm saying this once I come on the show once in a while. When I'm off, I'm telling you as a government representative or a wing of the government, I'm telling you, please, if you want to break the 8-year cycle, please. My mom is a diehard, I always say, what's the name? NBC. Yeah, my dad is also. But I'm not. They're trying, I'm a sympathizer. They're trying to push us in. But I have to see the good job you guys are doing. So listen to the grassroots, please, and don't be arrogant. Don't be arrogant like Nana for Sohene. He would always play, ridicule, say stuff. It's okay. He's my friend, but
Nana me pacho Frakusiana monzo to issues why Mr. Frakusia. Akosia Nana be fro no madi nkomo. Why?
Monzo to mo.
No. I don't want him to call me. I'm saying this.
Nana Akosia be pacho Nana be fro. All right. Nana musu yine me fro. People no so na ko Frakusia na monzo to bibia.
No.
Mike,
He doesn't even know.
Mike, we just sit
all right. Mr. Maminko Landy, one more time. Namenko for Ben. Ben, what's your anchor?
Yeah, Mike, Mr. Monka. I just joined it. Me also is here, meet him. The appropriate time about why.
And doctor, and something you know.
Mike Labo don't go.
I know.
No good manus here.
But the top of my enough now.
Edia mesra mo ansa mda mo ase se ne mama me kwanya na mabaso na board members, foundation members, contributors, supporters of Amenado. Muntu Michael for say ye nyina Amenado ye nyina ye dia onsom woni nipa ya na ebe ya managina next time okofa partners and now ope investors on consult ye nyina na say kakra aka ne be ba kora fama na opeso oton aduma no so ma yehunu ba bia ye de do enko na on koton aduma no na se wokọ na se wanyane sika nyina wasa akọje na ade back dia be yidi dia be dwa ya so na mum ye twa no to okura ade titiri nie bibia aban de ba bia de mo ate se budget no ye se wo mu bia no aban wishes to go forward and no kire se ye se man proposes, God disposes. That's right. After the Akudu Parliament, yeko Jojo, he decided they were mining. Okay. So it's incumbent on the two sides to come together, find out the plan the government has and where the government wants to take us, and then resolve it to a position a boy young Ghana for diasporans. The challenge is do not use incendiary comments when people start giving propaganda to say yes, budget na bani diaspora budget. It's never true. Maybe a TB America, you taxes as you say glass and guan. Yet Europe, you see and to trash and to form because and I do our dano. My obiti machine the name de pra. Whoever knew say Abobulushi, people in Abobulushi could be moved. Whoever thought, and it has happened. Pioneer was being invested. Robbie picked the high rise. Be a war now. Boagana for Ubana office. Be a buy and when you be store be more. Be a yakusi war now. Abobulushi not any better more. Kole ya team. I'm a muda hog sent a woman in a film lavender mall or in a be free war. Yes, we have to start from somewhere. The indiscipline, walkways and confessi cross a guso into tunina. And can't tell me say you could do the laws of the land has to work and people have to be disciplined to follow the laws.
That's right.
Na ye kro ye ntimi nka say ye kro no emra nya adwuma ye de mra yeso ye adwuma na mo amo sa complaining and majority of the noises come from diaspora because who ni heavy mini heavy kasa wasi ewie boga na pa ozone layer ntimi nka jam say abrochire ewie amo ewie abo pa sno so to pa the ama problem yin na aba no me point dey say yen Ghana for your contribution wo mu ene de do do yesen Abroforo the 99%, yet ye umukura 0.001. Why are we being taxed more than them? And I never found a cop 26 and almost 1 years.
Wow.
Yeah, we are here about Yami boy and say Yanantia we are so. Mona we are Shimwana. Yes, no toa. Is you better am I no body bibia. Yen oye kaka yenya develop your home. Muntibin catches ye now you to never call electric car. And the NTS. My catcher say, yet even yes, idea. If you say, yes, I feel the oil, yes, you did. You two nessa, you electric car, maybe. Yes,
I bet recently the vice president came and said, we are about to do electric cars and electric.
Yeah, baby, now all you need to.
Or they say a bit of answer. They say very day.
Almost a year you 2 years electric car, scatter even a time electric room. Almost say Jimmy. Yeah, news how. Now, how you chroma power you could have any stabilizing. Who got to take the power ready charge electric car? No money can only in ye. 100 years we have electric car, no more yard. Kaka, dear, Yako. Must solar, Yako to solar. Solar, you cry in ye. Must you acquire electric car? Adamuma is solar car. Think about it. If they are looking for our interest, why wouldn't they give us solar cars?
Well, lawyer,
Mama, your car. The Swan of Panama start here. And I'm saying we are more African tea. And once I become you charge a cost, they charge it. Why wouldn't they give us that?
Oh, quite a bit. My name was out quickly about first magazine for the president of the Republic, and
the best ever.
Best ever for African personality of the year 2020.
Yes.
And the weekend travel US. I was listening to I watched the various radio stations and listened to what is going on. I said, "Be dry." Amaza Quanta, Johnson, I don't know. The president, he said, that's why I said.
And I'm just say, you can go to university, but your university will never come through you.
Oh my God!
So, ubetimi akwa abruchire. So they be abruchire ngura.
You know what I said? I said Obama am a Nobel Prize, right?
Obama Nobel Prize or the
I said to America.
That's my point. But say you could phone. A big year and 1 year.
I don't know what is going on with them.
Now, Vice President Catcher say, "You are say a T, you need demons and principalities in a tea. I must have
no,
and check Kurana, Nipa that said that before.
Lawyer, Mr. Where the Umbranas, and so Papa Biaba, Papa, where the Mr. Fan question back, Mamma. Now we are
you.
Ali free Texas. Ali, what you mean?
Oh, Mechonka.
Yo, Ali Yentio.
Yeah, me chetty for you na a lawyer so. Madam, as I said, which me about the submission. Na, lawyer Pacho, diaspora, MPP for a chapter or I Abucham, Pacho more legal team or.
If I join,
or more legal team.
if I join.
Pacho, question may be so. Omo represented the interests of the country Ghana. And no opinion for the same BCC.
Debbie, legal team, MPP USA legal team is for MPP USA.
Absolutely.
And MPP Ghana. So legal team almost represented MPP Ghana. Now, say it should be by America. Affecting MPP. Now, MPP Ghana. MPP Ghana can ask us for an opinion and we will give. But say a individual be our MPP need when you're not saying you had your no affair lawyer and mama. But MPP Ghana send be out to me PA MPP US MPP USA because MPP Ghana and USA in Yasam Kebia. But MPP USA can have issues where MPP USA legal team can give advice to MPP USA as a party on how to proceed.
Yeah, so the legal entity of MPP US, do they play in concert with the American embassy or the consulate on issues affecting the country?
Oh, say Bibia a fagana ho ewo America, say embassy and as a consulate. Na say Kahun say MPP consulate in the embassy no. It is not for MPP, it is for Ghana.
Yeah, I'm only saying.
But they represent the regime that is in power.
Okay.
Once they come, they give audience to MPP party leadership.
That's what I want.
So if MPP leadership in America will issue be no person will address it, they address it for them.
So my question now is, so Obi Timi Bar Radio, because the whole president of the country, Ghana, I think not to be. I mean, to address the image of the government, to address the image of the president, who is the leader of the party. How does it go? And also,
there's a challenge there. The challenge is America has so much freedom of speech that even your mom pie will school them. It is obiti America radio be so no to ayampia or to America. Now, say Akufo-Addo so obeti we nyina and the way nyina obedi actually
no, I mean, Council went you. Akufo-Addo has got a very, 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 very important.
I'm talking about us, because I cannot, if Sabina be a part of America legal team, Sabikoti say Ubia Kabibi sa afa Omampeni Hua. The Omampeni is Akufo-Addo. For me to even take the person on, Akufo-Addo will have to sign off on me taking the person because I cannot take the person on my own behalf. I have to take the person on behalf of the person who has been defamed. You make what I say?
Yeah, but
I cannot go to court.
Yeah, but the image of the country,
for the interest of the country, and when the IGP and what man say if you say something that the laws of the land allow me to come after you, I will. And then for some say yeah, gagging Crawford. We are not gagging people. We have archaic laws that can be resurrected. So 1922 constitution, our archaic laws will be announced. Your criminal laws, your archaic ones will be what you bet me resurrected. I'm out bow akra betim di achiwo. Yenya ni yenyu because we are in a democracy. And the laws also yes say it's all quite your own captain's mind. Now, can kwasa Arab Spring, not in contest. Now say, you have a frewa. Now be ready to see the ababa form TTM kikemua. You talk like a mad person. You don't have to scream and yell and talk like you are unaye kenkon we are say to be intimate concept. It doesn't work like that. Because
last one
Osuru be wu a enya abo akase na cheno ntatia kura wura ni hwinimu etimi de to fom. Ntatia wura osuru hwinimu etimi de to fom. Enti enya nyoma gidigidi enkofo be ye na mini bibi. we have to be very careful that the statements we make, the things we do, that bring ill feeling to Ghana or that tarnish our image, and also destroy the goodwill that this government is trying to put out there to encourage investments. And this won't even contribute to Ghana because we are NDC. Now we expect to say Ghana by glass and it doesn't work like that. So because okay, Ghana, say be Ghana, what you have you got na bruchire ye nyina ekotena bruchire ye kotena akwawe so kakra ibi a wo oti obi pie ni asa no wo asa no mu na wotie no no tipie e na wutu aboden pa eso so ubi wa no a obi oti abrosa so abruchire Ghana na wudi natem wono wote cement dan mu wudi natem wuti nua dan mu abruchire wo so ye champion ata mumye nka no korem for once in a lifetime.
And the crap, and the crap.
Yeah, you know, you go get it.
My last question is that the industrial, I mean, at some money a year or Ghana, come with me, our view be, I revise to be to empower most industrial companies here, more person, more battle for production one. Which the government is trying to make sure that we rely much on exports instead of importation. So much may empower one way or the other. I bit may restrictions, many taxes, bit for the home grown industries. Man, okay, bit mama, a company is your machines here, but so I am very, very competitive. Kakra.
I don't hear ya possible Muslim Yamama diaspora tax ya musu bui. I don't hear. If it's a wo see ya kofa adwuma mra Ghana na Ghana for graduates in adwuma makofa Toyota ba say wo ma set factory no mfa nkola no meye adwuma wo ho. Wo so see ya man fa use car apem a ye fixable mra. Na the fixable ne ba wo ko to no 2000 wa she for 1005 why your duty 4000 ni nyina aka bo 6000 wa ba to 10000. Ghana here in Ghana, so you see a ton 11,000. Me, who says the Honda Pilot to manage ton 10,000. Now, some metal Toyota Yaris or Ghana 11,000. I metal. But what you forgot to understand is, who can I buy? And yet, tier rubber. The metal in Ghana near tier rubber, solid made for the roads. Who do you not buy a Gazilla? Benum petrol said in Trinio. Medium device with top petrol guma temuna out to me, you know. But you are insisting that first one now when you have a brochure and you have a town who done what I enjoy. No, the Ghana buy a phone over 20 years for a buying. Open Roma, quiet more about two Chanchamagumu. Ghana need back Ghana for the doors and him say, Omuko a state sales, a quarter computer, Yamono neighbor, Obia Koto the decommissioned computer and Okoto pallet, bay do. No, as a side road, a big good. Obabano, 50 computers and 20 penny you might 10 na de buy no. You have go going. We ourselves are bringing scrap. Who are you from? Usimu NGO, yes, computers are babaji. No wakoji, Obakono, na ye Windows 7 also. Is he do Windows 13 or something? That's what the because you need. But what the buy no, you plug in here, let me have 15 years. 15 years the other day, a quabo blushi. We have started creating our own toxic lifestyle in Ghana, but we are complaining about government not taking care of us. We have to be conscious about all these things as diasporans and insist on best for our country. How can we be talking about developing our industries in Ghana? Now, we should do what the on your force in Guano, remember. Say the party tuberculosis in the Kuno, say AIDS in the Kuno, say the Kuno, and don't fast one tea. And I remember, I buy so or increase tax to discourage you. What's the buying say what Juma? Now, textile industry, Ghana. How do you expect it to also to grow? The free of which they buy, me say suit to that. Me say print shirt. People don't understand me. My shirt suit for 28 years. I don't need to wear suit again. Because I buy a buy. Allow me to wear.
A test case for the American when PGO came to Kaduna in Nigeria, realized that area must started booming up. Emma Omo and Omo form no crime. Young guys. They took the initiative. They took the initiative to make sure say if the cars no pigo pass na never home. It will maybe another young boys no and then a year pass to suit the conditions that was prevailing around the northern sectors of Nigeria. And see, that's a very good test case. Intimidate.
Oh, yeah, because if for a South Africa for by you don't engage you on Saturday, as one catch and say, look, say if you compare the Cuban experience, and now here Cuba, a Maserati, not Benz engine to them. The South Africans were telling us to say their big industries are recruiting Ghanaian educated elite. Oba Kumasi magazine. Mr. Klein Barman was a Ghana for more than house won't pay attention to it. Was it Kumasi magazine? Them diesel fitters in the Guano, only were from South Africa in our factories. Because they have the brain for the vehicle. So when we are coming out with new models, we need an African context, with diesel magazine engineer, big truck mechanics in the Guana, we are 7, no, I must only what magazine, why diesel cars are Bruni about to the party for free car for Moko. I was shocked. Because these are some of the things I have been talking about since I've been here. That some of the places we have, we always concentrate on what's we grab electrical engineer, or you want magazine for machine. I must say, no, must Brunin so feet the $2 million, $3 million magazine for me to be they will fix it. Oh, Capania, you and him.
Yeah, lawyer. The mechanic say, well, the old canning by unse, Basamana Wokana is a good idea, but unse Munti means starting of force Magana for help. Unse ye brain, Yenina me you can abo, Yenina near Ogana, near fee say, Yadi bianye, but me baha because cook a crab them who bore Chrome honey, Chrome ha say, a dear, ye manufacture a dear waha. They 10,000. They are manufactured BB different place. They 2,000 kra. Obe patronize or no nankasane diano. But ye diano. Brain now wash it to the stand say. You look like say you exactly. And you
talk Chinese Gary. You talk Chinese Gary. You talk Chinese Gary. You import Chinese Gary Bagana. Chinese Gary.
Yeah, problem no. As I say. Because a lady be a woo had Diana from us. My time we na German for brain a fence a Mercedes Benz be come halfway demonstration say Umu car as though you saw number once. One term beam or the can see you. So Untino a Bofono war a come and a ye brain I wash it to that extent. Untino a ye education as a moment a call for my young say yen can afford no ye bit my yard yard be a ben. So even one day, I'll be using the best. Is it a come in here? So them as time goes on, a bit more. I in ye now, cause education and yes, force not one team force in the panel, but educate here. You never who say we necessary near dear mine is the Kakramas with one visit meeting.
That's it. We work on it. Now, a good father started the papa is here twice. Now in Chiliman, I don't want to get a boy in Yadeko. Yeah, they say they need to as diasporans, and they say those provisions in the constitution that is depriving us the opportunity to come and support. Obana so called Ukorani Assembly man go and give your citizenship. No, I buy any free constitution in my hand, and only a person is more from my so. Now you because now we are more bosikano near from boy. Now you push his agenda. Oh, remember that's the time the bar. You better take a crane here. Most of the kakra contribution. Because they say no. Say no. Glass and one, I'm more Canadian. Yes, you remember that's the chocolate dip could have original. So I'm yes, sir. And what they have, Mofaka, Mummy and Tobacca. You remember that's the chocolate. Amenado, Michael, Madame was say about Donko, upper humility, Dunkron, Nuncia, within 4 hours, Mr. Yakwajuma. Madame was the pane or Japan, Modia Jimmy. Na tie pa mo de tie me mepebre na mretie mu a menya daji bia na meba begina mo ayi so na yene mo di komo Michael ye na kam ne no ansa na onya adam foforo wo yi free mu na no so atita ni suman bia nya se bia me ne beka
lawyer Dr. Lawyer Yao Alexander Adusei Junior. And then I to dog Yamin Shrao. Our woman, when you be a man for so, and you reach the Muati, and you might be brassy. Yeah, that's Papa. And
Michael, Mr. Wada romance, and me free so the catch of Futu in say, a crabby over Faswa, or near Pukua Sama, Akusia, and Watono.
Don't worry about it. We talk about it. Akusia has come here on Amenado Radio, Mike, and have used some words on me. On Amenado Radio, as a host, on Amenado Radio.
Overzuhine, Wada romance, Akusia. Nah,
right. So, we are witness.
May a witness.
Yeah, I have said a lot on me.
Overzuhine, of course, you have about charge.
And then tonight, she came purposely to attack me. You're arrogant. I'm out trying to underline.
Overzuhine, arrogant today. You say, Obi ni watching. Mesi Obi ni watching. Who won nanti ya kwa na hwene.
Go for the good.
Enti, say Akosia and then wetimia unia ba so offense you. So you arrogant, waka kyerɛ. Say susu unya arrogant, enti mesrɛ wo. Bebre, nene ne nkasa. Na
Martin, waka beti. Martin.
Ina sɛ be ya, yɛmfa saa situation when 2022 bio. Right.
Yeah, Martin. Whatever, we take care of that. Thank you very much for the
time. And bye.
Yeah, that's a power dog.
That's Papa dog. That's it. All right, lawyer Yawadusei, and then why Jim Rennie to drink when Yamisha Papa. And to cry the Jumadian Bako, I be yet if it's a and some people so.
That's very ready, Bow.
So am I? Son, no. Watch Adam. What's the main?
You don't go.
Many I didn't tell
my baby, Kofodia Brona, maybe Tomo. My man, my message, the lawyer,
and can be
the lawyer, Senator or Beckham, my TV, or money here, and the Mommy and TV, and I sacrifice, and this idea be an any. So, he said a lawyer Beckham. So I've paid an amount of fun into home and amount. Well, now, was it Miracusia? Why are they? Why are they?
Minus why?
Oh, okay. For all I know, dear.
I guess I know, so I'm so.
Oh, okay. Auntie, or the time, man, was it? And said, my name and some of the buyer and so lawyer, dear, and beauty.
All right, and
I see.
Watch Yadom, and I from New York.
I can say what reminds me.
What's in it?
This is what reminds me. What reminds me, you on Amenado Radio. But it will be a Casavi. So I said before, I'm saying before. Well, when I had the doctors, in fact, I think that make us say, if for no NPP chapters, Nina, no Muti, Amenado Baby. Now, I'm I do some elections. I'm also want to money about Amenado. And we are telling them that maybe I might be who's from
Hello. I'm here. I'm using my phone because I had to go to do some rounds. Let me ask, am I allowed to talk, please?
I could say it too.
Okay. What did you say?
Is it
what time? Okay.
I was what you say? Okay. I could say I take it time one day, no Brian get the best.
What you are Pacho? And Hannah obey.
What?
Oh, dear.
Oh, Matt.
What in New York or not in New York? Which are the Tokrumo?
Oh, not a man.
Hannah over
me can watch here. Eh?
And Hannah over current, bra.
I could see a coso.
Okay. I'm sorry hearing. Thank you, Mr. Waki Yaron. But sorry to if I have made some comments. I didn't mean that I didn't say you are arrogant to Mr. Nana Faso. Yeah, I said he has been ridiculing me. That was what I said. If I said he was arrogant, I'm sorry. If I made that comment, I'm very sorry. I don't normally talk like that. Okay. So if I said it, maybe I was about to go change over. So I'm sorry. But I said he and Nana, the other guy from Connecticut, there's a gentleman in Connecticut who he thinks I'm from Liberia or something, Budobola or something like that. I don't know what the name is. Yeah, so I said that they have always been ridiculed me. So I'm sorry if I made that comment. I really, really apologize. I'm really sorry if I said that. Please.
All right.
Okay? All right. So, Nana Fasu, you got me now, please?
Nana Fasu.
Yeah, I could say I don't have any problem with you. I always welcome you here on Amenado Radio. I always give you the warmest welcome.
Yeah, you do, but
I
you
never.
Can't ridicule.
Maybe
that's
sometimes.
The word I use.
No, you say that me and Okonfado ridicule you on Amenado. Maybe sometimes maybe you take it serious. Like sometimes it's like a joke. Maybe we all try to make fun here.
No,
we are not ridiculing you for it.
We are not going to do that.
Very well. You take a note of that.
So I don't want to take that jokes anymore.
Very well. You take a note of that. It's not going to happen again.
I don't need that.
Very well. You take a note of that. It's not going to happen again. And then your apology as we accepted, and everything goes well. Everything is fine as far as I'm concerned. I don't have any problem with you. So let's move on. Mike, so
appreciate it.
Thank you. Right, we sending this message to those chapters. IOUS as the NPP chapters now.
Yeah.
And right, I'm launching my court Tallahassee, the capital of Florida. As almost so almost started almost be on my tuba. Yeah, job say Amenado instead of a Quebec say yeah, mouthpiece this current government. Yeah, if say come off a committee as you say. Yeah, Pegana Kanko. Yeah, Pesa Ghana Conin, Pesa Minu Mike, yeah, Ghana, a day or some dream. We may rob we may ye pony. Ye poor banya or personal for any pa, a bebo Ghana for the masses only be for now. A pass idea, ye may propagate it, ye may support no, ye may the Juma Hazi, and so Tias, I bet you take a simple. And the meal for Stefano.
Oh, please, but you can be shaped.
Oh,
come on.
Oh my God, Mike! I go there. It was me say our job here. Yeah, no, I buy Papa Bano. Yeah, no,
I understand, but I'm telling you,
we are going to do that on Amenado Radio. Tell the good people, those in Ghana, those in diaspora, say this government, yes, supporting him more and yeah. We will do that because if a second I call him, if a second I find it to so we propagate, we do everything for the good governance there. That is what we do here, regardless what party member. The party member. That's when you could party, German for party. Yeah, that's why a party or drink Ghana for one. You support that party. There's a commercial party you remember. Not your bottom party. Confrontation one party. Yeah, we are not going to support that party.
All right.
We will expose that party. We will tell everything about the people about this party. It's fine.
Obayi Kwame. Ofa Kwame Otimenka. Ofa Kwame I'm
sorry.
They also.
Okay, over Kwame 2 minutes. Dear now, the chat for my.
Papa Oko in Simpio. So, now, and the Americans were actually man, and Mark Kensi. Very funny, sir. Hey, Metina Kakakra. Now, they only say, Ghana no dear. Oh. See a bechicho, my nasi bechichi mua. Ura no dika ka just a frustration, sir. A wo Ghana no. Any one more parliament you know. I just say, Senka Omu Yansa Fwan can temwa ka ye constitution nefri ho. I get it, Yenny
Atem didie party.
Please, how could you change the constitution?
I'm going to just say the back credit.
No. It's not about that. How could you change the constitution within a twinkle of an eye?
The constitution didn't descend from heavens. Please. Please. It was my made. It was my made. So don't think about the constitution as something.
Are we on autocratic one?
Yo,
I don't know how to call it.
Mr. Free.
Oh my God.
Mr. Free.
Oh my God.
I'm Mr. Free. Mr. Apia Dankwa.
How could you change the constitution?
Mr. Apia. Okay.
We don't need this type of constitution, madam. We don't need it.
Please.
Miss Ali.
Please.
Mike.
You don't know the culture of Ghanaians. So you
sorry and so crime work and say you know a platform so I am say again. I mean we try to educate each other constructively, and at the end of the day, you know, I'm saying a very convincing message is the man. Yeah. Your platform, no Biana, and the Obekan says it will be a. But I also want to tell. I want to tell Kwame that the other day, the way he did to me on that platform, and said we are all matured, and I don't want to go that way. But if he wants it that way, I just want him to understand that I'm ready. Because when people calling me to say, I didn't think I said, man, I can't say. I mean, my free radios as well. I mean, what sort of maturity is that on radio? Mm-hmm. It was enough time on the platform. Mm-hmm. I mean, is that a mature person also with 70-something years? I wish we were educated. Huh. You have to do this, and you were happy.
You seem mature.
Ali, you better.
We are happy.
Emrenaso. They said,
"Yeah,
best sorry, Ama, and some people so."
Auntie Akuya.
Mr. Free, what about 2 minutes now?
Yeah, I want to say hi to Akuya. Akuya, how you doing?
Akosia.
I'm good.
Akosia, sorry. Akosia, how you doing?
I'm good. Thanks on yourself.
Yeah, I'm doing good. Nice to hear from you. Okay.
I know. I've been out for some time now.
I know.
On any platform.
Oh, okay, good. Agali, please, don't pay attention with that guy called of Kwame. No. I remember monopotion channel. What you say? The Uguana always show a one day one. Now, I think, so politics and what you say. So, the mesro, Ajubro. I know, Sunny, I will see your politics. And you know, Mama, we and take you a EBR. Why? Because why not? Waboni Trimopo said, dear, and near my papa a question, or treating any shoe, or a diabolic person, because NDC one strategy, no. And see, taking it like that, a mema monopos and action. Why? Thank you.
That's it.
Hey, many are paying every year. And some are becoming nice or man. And away you are to
I'm free about us, Papa. I day. Fire for fire, no, Elbepe. And it's a mobile fish, Shapa. Shapa Mohammed, and it's Sabrady. I don't focus some more feeding and I'm making free. And you Jokumi, and some people also did was summer. And then one so, and some new Behurupa and Yago, and it's more feeding in Koswana. That's right. For young boy and son cool. To so body December. Year from 2022. Mayu.
Yes.
Aha, ya mama kwaba.
Yeah, no.
Montuas.
Now, what to say?
Oh, Yamiadum, ya where? Some.
I will do more.